Hi everybody, WaxFraud here. Welcome to my hardcore world. Today we are celebrating the 6,000 day milestone. Typically we look at all the projects and we get an achievement done, but today I want to do something different real quick. I want to finish the black stone wall in the auto sorting system that we just built, and I want to get some nice paintings up here. The new paintings in Minecraft absolutely rock, and I'm going to get a couple of these on every wall just to spice it up. Also, in the beacon in the center, I never re-put haste on, so let's get haste 2, boom, and now we're good to go. Even though this is a hardcore world, I, for some reason, have yet to use a shield even once. So, you know what? We're going to get the achievement today where we can block a single arrow. Somehow I have just been avoiding using this the entire series, but today, no more. Where you at? Try to hit me. Just try and hit me, I dare you. And that's the achievement. Boom. Don't even try, I got a shield. Now there's nobody around to disturb the beautiful sleep that we're about to get. 6,000 days is absolutely wild. We are getting closer and closer to my 10,000 day goal, and I want to show you first the auto sorting system that we built in the previous episode. We were just here, but it's time to give you a little bit more information. So this is a brand new survival base, basically, that we had built about 1,000 blocks south of the starter house, and we have everything in here that you could possibly need, from the input to the storage system, all the way to an aquarium, and even a nether portal. Usually it takes about 3, maybe 4 rockets to get back home, or a 10-minute ghast ride. I think in the next episode also, we are going to be making a happy ghast sanctuary, so be on the lookout for that. There's no way around it. The nether portal is now the fastest way to get home. I can be there in just a matter of seconds. We'll pop through, and you'll see we are right next to the little hub that we have, and in about 1 rocket, boom, we're already back at the other portal. I hear a few ghasts out here that are unhappy. No, do not shoot fireballs at my nether hub. Hold on, you're going down, buddy. Stop being so loud, thank you. I'm gonna grab that ghast here, and I'm gonna fly up. Hold on a second, you guys are being incredibly loud. This guy just keeps flying away from me. Okay, there he goes, all the way down. You are going down, Buster. See ya. I think that's a tier down. Yes, it is. I'll take all the tiers I can get. Especially now that we can use them to craft more happy ghasts. We are back home. Let's fly over the custom village. I want to show you guys one of my favorite projects in this world now, the brand new mining operating system. This is huge. We have rail systems going down further and further. One day we'll reach the bedrock, but I tried to make this as detailed as possible. I feel like it's almost something that you would see in the Create mod. We have ores that get brought up from the stone cave, and they get put in through a little processing system here. And I just had a blast building this. We were able to use all of these work blocks to end up making something that looks very industrial. Pop through to the other side, and you can see all the storage for the ores, some amethyst, and the one that we're missing still is the deep slate emerald ore. Also in the storage system, we don't have any mycelium, so we gotta find a mushroom island really quick. But thank you all for watching this video too. This was one of the most fun videos that I have ever made. Every square inch of this build had some detail, even in the far back where we had to connect it up with some bridges. I was not ignoring anything. We even have excess storage back here for more redstone, gold, and iron that I'm probably never going to use because we've been finding a lot after mining the deep slate forever. I even felt rich enough to put a bunch of emerald blocks at the end of this rail system. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video though, because it took a while to build, almost a month. And speaking of month-long builds, let's fly to the Guardian farm real quick. This one took me way longer than a month because draining the ocean monument also takes a while. There it is, popping into the render distance. Okay, so this is the Guardian farm. This used to be an ocean monument. We took out everything in about a 128 block distance, and then we revamped it. The Guardians are getting farmed in the center of the tower, but I want to show you guys all the way down here. This is the best part, the lilac and peony garden. Oh, and we got chickens down here still. Completely forgot that we were moving chickens down here, but this is probably the most tranquil area in my world now. We have flowers for days. I mean, it looks like heaven over here. Every single portion of this build took days on days just because of the sheer scale of it, but let's go to the middle here. I want to show you guys the interior. You can see all the Guardians in here spawning. They get sent up with the bubble elevators, and I'm going to send myself up with the bubble elevator right now. There is a second level you can watch them from, but if you go up to the tippy top, this is where the real action is. And there is one just chilling. Dude, you gotta go. Get out of here. I'm trying to make a video. The dome that we made is absolutely enormous, only built out of the Prismarine. Oh, we have Gastro. We just landed on Gastro. I love having these happy Ghasts in this world, man. They just make everything so much happier. Going down into the storage system, we now have unlimited Prismarine, sea lanterns, dark Prismarine, Prismarine bricks, anything you could ask for. The shards just keep coming, the crystals just keep coming, and we have an overload of all the rock hods, so we need to make a fisherman trading hall pretty quickly. We still have a lot of things to do in this series. But there it is, day 5,999. We did it! I am going to set up a 6,000 Days World download available for all Twitch subscribers, YouTube members, and Patreon supporters, so be on the lookout for the link down below and in the Discord. But again, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support, and without further ado, enjoy! Hi everybody, WaxFraud here, and welcome to episode 16 of the Hardcore Minecraft Let's Play series. Today we are building the largest mining operation that I have ever built, but first we have a couple shenanigans to attend to. First things first, I want to thank you guys for watching the last episode where we built a brand new home for all of the new cows, pigs, and chickens. It's pretty sweet having all the new animal variants in the game. I'm going to get a bunch more pigs and a bunch more cows here real quick. Brought a bunch of carrots with me. But yeah, this is one of my favorite updates in a while. These pigs are going absolutely crazy for these carrots. Everybody eats. Don't worry about it, guys. Get your head out the dripstone, please, sir. It's going to be hard to eat with your head in a pointy rock. Fly over real quick. We got to feed these cows, too. These guys need some food. We need to make more cows. I always say that turtles are my favorite mob in this game, but these new baby cows with the horns, these guys are pretty cool. But they are second only to the other mob that I think is even cooler, and that is the brand new blue chicken. I'm going to fly past the yellow chicken. Sorry, guys, you guys aren't nearly as cool. But these yellow chickens over here, these guys, they got the cool hairdo. These are the cool ones. What do you know? A wandering trader's here today. What are you selling? What are you buying? This is okay. That's kind of trash, dude. You can get out of here. Thank you. No witnesses to no sale. Thank you. See ya. We found all three of these pups last episode. What I'm gonna do is take them to the center of the barn, or the town center area. Not sure what to call it yet, but let's sit. Well, hold on. Get out of the firefly bush, sir. That guy just teleported over. You're good over here. The name that you guys had chosen in the comment section of the last video for the Savannah dog is Mr. Bark. I appreciate you guys for choosing all the names. Mr. Bark was my favorite that I had seen, and then these two other pups that we found in the Mega Taiga, I'm going to name them Tom and Jerry after one of my favorite shows of all time. This is going to be a very fun place to come and hang out as well as build around. The only thing that's kind of an issue right now is it's all on its own. We have another village out here that we're going to turn into maybe a farming village, but right now the sole focus is getting this thing connected to the rest of the village. Don't worry about stuff that we're still landscaping. You might see stuff get landscaped throughout the editing of this video because I do a lot of YouTube live streams where we end up doing some landscaping, like right here. This used to be a slightly larger mountain that looked a little bit more rugged, and we definitely cleaned this place up. We have one more layer to do, and then we can finally build a path that reaches all the way out to those barns. It's only a couple hundred blocks, so it's not too much of a trek. Today, though, with the mining operation, I would like to build it a little bit closer to home. But before we leave anywhere near home to build anything, we got some blocks from last episode that we need to put around town. The LA noises are so crazy. These guys are just magical. By the way, guys, thank you for watching the 5,000 day milestone video. I can't believe we just passed 5,000 days in this hardcore world. Popping back in here to grab cactus flowers. I'm probably just going to use all of them around town right now until I end up finding more. We have wildflowers that we can take and some leaf litter. Running pretty low on leaf litter, so we're going to have to come back soon for that. The firefly bushes around town and the bushes themselves. We're going to put these everywhere. Okay, actually opening this barrel on my way out by the front door. We do need to head back to the barn real quick. We have some dog armor, or wolf armor actually. These guys are not dogs anymore, they are wolves. But these guys do need to be armored up. I have 3 different ones right here ready to go. Should have done this in the previous episode, but my mind is pretty much everywhere all the time, and I can never really get anything done when I want to. I am extremely scatterbrained, and that causes me to get things done very slowly. These dogs are looking good. And now back to the home base where the plants need to be planted. We're by the beach, and we are also by the ponds. The ponds definitely need some firefly bushes. We're gonna have to sacrifice a couple flowers here and there, but it's okay. We'll just move them to some better spots. Having all these little floating fireflies around town, man, it's just gonna be awesome. The bush is something we're going to have to sneak into the foliage as well. This thing is nice because it's a little bit darker colored. We could get it down here, replace that tulip, and that looks pretty good. With the bushes down here, they really make you appreciate the regular grass again, too. Everywhere I'm placing the tall, dry grass, I'm just going to probably bone meal a couple of them. That way it feels like they're kind of growing. We can even get some tall grass all the way back here on the outside of the village where, okay, and I'm breaking sugarcane now. We're just getting destructive here. Let's bone meal that. Okay, perfect. In front of the starter house, I'm going to replace a couple of the little grass spots with the bushes as well. We have a lot of the foliage already in place. I don't want to get too much, so now we can just kind of start replacing. Some random spots around town where wildflowers are going to start to make the areas pop for sure. I'm still out here breaking the sugarcane, just being extra destructive now. I'm going to use these very sparingly, but I did see that you can take a deco pot and I'm going to fly over here somewhere that could just use a little bit more spice. Let's just put this right there in the corner. You can put a cactus flower right on top of the deco pot. And that right there is beautiful. I'm going to put more of these around town. You can hear the fireflies now. The bushes are just bringing the total ambiance here. These things are amazing. You can see them glowing at night, and you can see the little pixels everywhere. Firefly bushes just made ponds 100 times better. We do kind of need some more firefly bushes, though, so I'm going to head over to this field where we kind of just get all of our miscellaneous wood. Right now, you can see there's a big forest of birch, and we're going to take that out at some point. I do need some more birch, and that's why it's all here, but let's go ahead and bone meal all of this. We need as many firefly bushes as we can get, because I need to place more of these around town. I'm also kind of curious to see what it looks like and sounds like when there's 100 or 200 firefly bushes all right next to each other. Okay, I gotta say, this is pretty cool. It's super loud, but it's definitely super cool. It feels like we've created our own biome, an entirely new biome. It's an infestation of fireflies over here. This is awesome. Now we can take this. I feel like we have more than enough to decorate around town. I definitely don't want to forget about the turtle beaches over here from a couple episodes ago. This turtle sanctuary needs some of the desert grass. This looks phenomenal. I'm going to keep on bone mealing this. This turtle is stuck. You can go ahead and get out of there, buddy. Wait, no, there's some for real stuck turtles back in the corner. Guys, why are you back here? You have a whole turtle life to live outside of these walls. This guy looks like he's about to get stuck in this little corner. You can just get out. Look at me saving all the turtles today. A little bit more dry grass over here, and I noticed that we have some more stuck turtles. Guys, why? Okay, the dead grass next to the dead bushes and all the seashells on the beach. This is looking pretty cool. All of the 1.21.5 flowers have perfect spots to fit. You just gotta find them. Kind of like I need to find the new spot where we're gonna build for episode 16. I have an idea, and also you might see behind me, like I mentioned earlier, we were gonna get the retaining wall done. We did spend a little bit of a stream, about 2-3 hours, and we finished this. Looking pretty sweet, I might say. The mountain is looking clean. But anyways, no more distractions. I had 2 spots that I wanted to build in, and one of them was right here in between Armadilliopolis and the resin farm. This field needs some love. But if I'm going to build a giant mining operation, I might need a little bit more room than this. Fortunately, where the firefly bushes were just at and all of these birch trees are now, we can kind of take all this out and take up a lot of space. I feel like first things first, we need to get a giant hole dug out real quick so that we can start to build some structures around it. I feel like I need to go get another beacon. So let's just borrow this one from the beacon tower over yonder. I need to get some emeralds from back home, and also while I'm here, I do want to show you we have a whole row of eggs in the kitchen. I put the sniffer eggs in here too, because I feel like you can probably cook those and get a lot of egg. But we have the yellow eggs, we have the blue eggs right next to the regular eggs, and more sniffer eggs will be coming. Let's get a little bit of haste 2 going here so that we can make this a little bit easier on ourselves, get going a little bit faster, and now we can finally start to figure out exactly how big this mining operation is going to be. For some reason I thought this was big enough. It is just absolutely not. Let's make this a little bit wider, and then we can start to move down. I think it actually would be pretty cool if we took out a bunch of the stone and replaced it with andesite and cobblestone to kind of give this a little bit more texture. Let's start taking this thing down, and let's see how big this divot can get. Not too bad so far, big enough to make a pond. After a little bit of time, anybody with efficiency 5 on their pickaxe is going to have a pretty wide open hole down here. I have a zombie that seems to have already grabbed some of my cobblestone. Dude, that's mine. Get out of here. So he's coming from a cave right up in here. Let's be careful. And I know there's one off to the left. There's one down below, so we should be extra careful down there. We have multiple cave openings. This zombie came from somewhere. We're just going to have to start torching up everything, making sure nothing can spawn. I hear a lot of zombies, so let's just... there's going to be some creepers down here. Hello, Skelly. Be gone. We got some zombies right here. You guys can get out of here. Thank you. In the meantime, I will just cover this up, though. We're going to end up texturing with some cobblestone anyways, so might as well get this into the wall. Looks like this cave back here is pretty good as well. We should be safe now. Should probably knock on wood while I'm saying stuff like that. I'm digging maybe a little bit too deep now that I'm in here. I'm thinking maybe we should grid out exactly how big this build is going to be. And that's going to help me figure out the size of the hole. You'll see right now I have 3 stone pillars trying to help me figure out the size of the hole. And I think it'll be a little bit larger than that. Let's grid out some structures real quick. I'm going to have 3 conveyor belts going down into the hole this way. Probably 1 going down by stairs, 1 going down by slabs. We're going to have some storage off to the right side that's going to house some ores over there, maybe like some diamonds and some lapis, some copper maybe, or the copper could be over here on the left side, everything by itself. But over in the middle, that's just going to be pretty much the conveyor belts that brings everything up. So yeah, this is my version of planning. I have 3 buildings on each side. I think what I'm going to use is the deep slate tiles as the conveyor belt block. So this is probably going to be a permanent block going all the way down. We'll start it up from a little bit higher if we need to. It's about 5 blocks above ground level. But already I can see that I need to bring this out a little bit down here. The bottom of the mine is creeping up a little bit too much. And as I'm going through, I'm just going to remember to try to place some cobblestone down. And I'll take it out later if it's not necessary. But I think it's going to make this thing look nice in the long run. It'll make it seem like it's been mined out entirely. The conveyor belt in the middle seems a little steep compared to the 2 that are going to be on this side. We're going to build these out of slabbage. This one's basically at a 45-degree angle, and these will be at half of that. Good thing we just did a stream where we mined out about 10,000 deep slate blocks. We're going to use so many deep slate tiles right now. This is also showing me that we need to make it a little bit wider over here as well. It's turning from massive to mega massive. I think as I'm collecting all the cobblestone, I'm just going to bring it up to the tippy top of this build at ground level, just so I don't forget. I think it'll make it easier as I'm collecting it to just place it at the top level. What I mean by that is going up here, replacing these outer edge grass blocks with some cobblestone. We'll get some stone up here that we mined out from down in the hole, and also some gravel came from there as well. But one thing that didn't come from there was the andesite, but I think it's going to look good with the texturing up here. Sir, back up, get out of here. Ooh, that was nice. That was the quickest phantom fight ever. I will plant 1 flower in your name, thank you. Now leave me to keep on decorating this build. I must remain uninterrupted. I've gotten to about 12 layers deep with the cobblestone before we started having to cut through majorly on the ceiling. All of the caves to the side and below us should be lit up now. And I want to see if the slabbage will line up. Let's put this right here, make our way up. This shouldn't look too bad. I think the deep slate will make the rail system pop a lot. I have these meeting up to the 4th Y level above ground. I think we're going to have a little bit of a space below where everything meets. Take out the torches on the side. We're not going to need those because nothing can spawn on the rails. I will replace some of these with some powered rails, but right now we just got to see if this looks good. Then we can start slapping the other side of the slabbage down. As far as the middle goes, I don't think we're going to use any slabs. We can get the rail up to the top here and connect them into the right and left sides, but we're going to continue using just the regular tiles, but we'll just shift everything to the right side. And the left side, I'm not sure why I only called out the right side there. Both sides are equally important right here. This is a sharp 45-degree angle, though. Compared to the 2 on the sides, this one is going down to the deep slate quick. Now that the minecarts can come up pretty smooth and we can walk up the slabs and the staircase pretty smooth, it's time to build a little bit of an area where the minecarts are going to end up when they retrieve all the ore. Thinking we just start off with some oak logs. We're going to strip all these. I think we're going to have some buildings that connect up either side to this, and we might use acacia logs for that. But for now, I think this current building I'm in is just going to have an effect like it's going to be on some stilts. I had already tried to make a little bit of a grid of what was supposed to be a building, but I'm probably going to tear this down. I think I'm going to use some acacia logs instead. We're going to bring this out a little bit here, maybe. I'm not really sure how big I want this side building to be, so there's going to be a lot of trial and error right now. Since we have the mason trading hall, we were able to get a bunch of bricks, and so we could use this for a solid foundation of a building that's going to be connecting to the oak building. I was trying to fit some acacia logs in for the side of the build, but I figured, you know what, this mason trading hall, we have all these bricks for a reason. Let's use them. Bring some of the bricks out maybe by 2 blocks, and this needs to go out by maybe 21 blocks. This building over here is going to be pretty large. I'm going to have it extend past this building about 10 blocks as well. Maybe even further, though. This is going to be the main storage area for a lot of the ores. And I'm not talking about where they're going to be placed in chests and barrels, like for actual storage in the game where I can come grab them from. I'm talking about decoratively, where they'll be hanging from the ceiling and the sides of the walls they'll be stored. It's going to be fun. This oak building is probably going to go up about 5, 6 more blocks, so we have a lot of bricks to place. taking all of these wooden pillars out over here and over to the right as well, it's going to be a little bit too close. I think we could get a path made out of the coarse dirt and the path blocks built around here. But first, we must rise with the bricks. We're going to leave a couple open spaces for some windows up top. Gotta be able to fly in with the elytra safely. What will be the door is lined up with the middle window, and these are looking big enough for right now. That's 3 by 3, and we have another oak building off to the right, all the way stripped. Of course it's raining. It is always raining when we're building. I'm going to take some of this oak wood and replace it with some basalt. Trying to get a little bit of different color here for the base of this build. A lot of this on the front side is going to be covered up anyways by the polished deep slate, and we should get an awning over here too. Trying to bring the platform out towards the edge of this build so we can make a staircase. Well, I guess technically this would be a slab case. Perfect. The coarse dirt path lines up right here, and we can have the awning come right over this. We got some blackstone slabs and some dark oak slabs for the roof. I think these colors would work well together, and I think the awning is only going to work if we raise this building by about 2 more blocks. I think the polished blackstone brick is going to work as the awning ridge line, though, because, I mean, it is dark just like all the deep slate, but it pops with that purple color. Looks like this might be coming down a little bit too much. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's replace it, start a little bit taller. We can start working our way down to the other side. When the rain stops, the Aurora Borealis comes out. It looks fantastic outside. Also, I'm telling you, once you start adding a little bit of cobblestone, gravel, and andesite into the holes that you dig, it starts to not look too bad. Normally, it's just something you typically don't want to look at, but in this case, it's looking pretty cool. Also, don't mind the build over here. Oh man, you guys gotta come on, everybody burn. What I was gonna say is don't mind the build over here. This is something that we were experimenting with on stream. Where did all these guys come from? Okay, come on now. You burn, and where's the last one? Before the sun comes up, you're gonna burn. I'm gonna work on this build later, though. This is just an idea that I had on stream, and I think it'll be nice to incorporate some other colors. The sun rising through the ice spikes, though, up here, that just looks glorious. Connect this up to the oak. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the dark oak slab is going to look decent. Only one way to find out, though. I was going to leave the spruce over there unstripped, but it would have looked the same color as this roof, and, I mean, it's kind of nice being able to use the spruce stairs and spruce strap doors over there. Not only are we going to use dark oak for this roof, but the other buildings in this, we're probably going to go with dark oak on the roof as well. It's just a solid color, and it looks good. Now we can add a little bit of extra height to the back of the oak build. Nice, we got some depth to the build now. We go all the way below ground, and we are up towards the brick windows now. We can hop down here, and I'm thinking instead of using more of the spruce logs, we keep some of this platform up right with the spruce trapdoors instead. Like I said, only one way to find out if the color scheme is going to work over here, so let's just get some dark oak planks in. And we'll wrap that up with a little bit of the slabbage. Right now, my favorite part about building in this location is you can see all of the builds back at home, and if you turn around, you can start to see the ice spike biome. Man, these are so cool. We are slowly working our way over there. Eventually, we're going to have a build in the ice. I'm excited. Slowly but surely, we are getting everything in this world done that we possibly can. I think this first roof right here that has the initial carry-in spot for the ores, I feel like we should only bring this up with the slabs. I'm thinking this first building where the rail system moves into, we're just going to have it meet in with the slabs. So working with stairs like we usually do on the roof may not necessarily work in this case. We're going to go over with more slabs right here, starting going over by 2. I'm thinking it's going to have more of a barn house type roof. Yeah, that's perfect. Let's connect this up here. I think I placed that wrong. Let's go boom, boom, and jump down. This is... okay, perfect. That is barely taller than this roof, so I think that's going to work out pretty well. Before we fill in the rest of the dark oak, I think maybe since this side is a little bit shorter, we could take some of the slabbage out. Replace it with some stairs in the center. This might look a little goofy, but I just wanted to try it real fast. Let's jump down. Let's collect some of these blocks, and... okay, you know what? I do like that gradual incline in the middle. Then we're going to get some light on the sides with some wall to pale oak to lightning rod into the chain, and then we're going to use some end rods down here. That's going to be the action that we're using, because I'm going to use the lanterns up the top, and of course, the phantoms are always here to fight at the worst. Get out of here. You better burn, bud. You better just be burning. Get out of here. I'm going to watch you burn until you disappear into nothingness just like that. But this right here is not too bad. We just got to get that replicated on each side. I was debating on using the lanterns right here, but I think the lanterns up top and the end rods down low looks a little bit better. The roof is looking solid with the black stone edge around the dark oak. I like all of this up here. Tried to minimize the amount of mobs that would be spawning up here for now since we have no lights. I'd never really done this before, but I thought daylight detectors would look pretty good. Just a couple pixels larger than a trapdoor and a couple smaller than a slab, so I think they work well on the incline of the roof right here. I like where we're at right now with these two buildings right next to each other and this little awning right here. I mean, this is just creating a nice little environment. It makes us feel like we're being encompassed by the factory immediately on site. But back here might need some work. I want to build a staircase, a slab case that reaches back to these pathways by the library, but I might build some extra buildings back here. So I think a birch log building connected to this brick one is going to work. Bring this one about 7 to 9 blocks. As well as this oak building, I'm going to count in probably 3 blocks, and we'll move in. I'm going to bring this out about 7 or 9 blocks too. Same type of roof is going to extend from the oak structure, and the same type of roof is going to extend from this new birch one as well. I just heard all the trapdoors flip open. Yep, okay, so we're going to have to do this for all of them, otherwise they're going to be flipping up during the day. I'd rather them flip up at night. Then we're going to get some fencing up at the tippy top. This is going to host the courts for the flags. Usually that's the last thing I do, but right now I'm actually using some jungle fencing instead of the pale oak, and I kind of want to replace the pale oak over here with some jungle fence. I think that would look a little bit better. Decided to use some composters at the bottom of the build. Usually they're at the top of the build, but this time I decided to reverse that, and I'm going to take out one layer of the stripped birch, and I'm going to replace it with some note blocks. As I keep flying in and out, the walls are starting to look a little bit plain, and I am on the edge of this river right here. We might have to make a mill that connects, because, I mean, we're right here. Being so close to the river provides a couple of cool opportunities for design. We might as well make a little mill to try to power this place. Before we make a mill, though, we should probably work on the assembly line and getting all of the minecarts into the right spot. Powered rail is going to replace the regular rail on the outside, and then we'll move in, right? You know what? I think I need to replace these walls on the side, too. We might need to move in with some more deep slate. We can put some stairs here for an arched doorway. Okay. We'll take the rails and send them off into the other building. Right now, there's kind of a weird gap in between the two. You know what? Let's get some note blocks. There we go. Let's cover up anything that doesn't need to be seen for right now. On the other side, that's good. Then we'll bring the rest of the rails back this way towards the brick room. There we go, and one more. Okay, now we can start going down into the real assembly line. Obviously, it's not going to be functioning with actual mechanical parts, but we can make it seem like it is. The minecarts are going to come from the first room into this one, and I kind of want to create some suspended areas where some minecarts will be hanging out above the other ones. Now here's the birch and composter building that we had just made. Probably should just open this door up. This room is going to need a floor for sure, and I have an abundance of mossy cobblestone, so that's exactly what we are using today. Mushroom, you gotta go. Pumpkin, you gotta go. Thanks for giving us light for a brief moment. Then we can continue on with the assembly line. We're going to have maybe a little bit more storage in here where it maybe will come down a little bit to this section and then bring it on down here. I think we're going to have some hanging storage and some storage on the ground. Right now, the barrels are lined up in the center of this room. We could start to get some industrial parts hanging. Let's start with the one in the back right here. We'll take out the barrels. I'm going to move up with some observers. Let's bring over some polished deep slate slabs to keep the industrial look going. Also, it kind of is a similar color to the observer itself, especially when this is a dimly lit building. Blast furnaces also keep that industrial look to them, so let's get those in the middle and on the outside of the assembly line. Bring one more polished slab out, then we'll get the chains connecting down here. One more hopper and two more chains in the center as well. We'll replace each of the barrel stacks to replicate this, but I want to get a catwalk above here as well using the diorite. And I'm going to get some polished diorite stairs on my way up. And I want to use a catwalk that we can kind of see through. And instead of using any copper grates, I figured we could do slabs of polished diorite on each side and some iron trapdoors in the center. I always forget that the iron trap doors have an awesome sound now. Let's get the slabs over here. That should look pretty good. Every factory needs its little catwalks in the center. Now I'm thinking we can get to using some of the pale oak fence as a means of hanging some lights from under the catwalk. This will look pretty good. Even having two of these installed is pretty cool. This place already looks like a factory right now. And once there's 4 of them down, this place starts to feel like a real factory. We have the copper grates covering up some campfires for a smoky effect. It'd be cool if you could have some steam blocks in this game that didn't really make a smoke sound, but, you know, it is what it is. We have smokers connected to the observers and the blast furnaces, and you'll see some cauldrons are hanging up the crafting tables up here. I did get a little carried away and started building a lot on the latest YouTube stream, so thank you for stopping by the YouTube streams if you do. It means a lot. Appreciate y'all for stopping by, hanging out, choosing to spend some time with us. This wall at first was acacia also, and I decided to switch it over to bamboo because down here you'll see this ventilation system. I've been adding it to pretty much every factory type build. And the acacia trapdoors. Oh my god, that is so loud. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Okay, we are sleeping. Oh man, that was like the loudest thunder I've ever heard. I don't even think that was thunder actually. That was just straight up lightning that we heard. And I think it's this guy right here. We were working right next to this guy. That was absolutely terrifying. I hope that never happens again. But yeah, it's nice to see all the job blocks incorporated in the build, and I think I was talking about the acacia wood and how it works well with the tuff and the ventilation system, but that lightning just got me all out of whack. There are some empty corners right now that we might leave empty for the moment, because not every area in a factory has a bunch of blocks in it. Believe it or not, Wax, there is empty space in some builds. I am trying to talk myself out of it, but eventually I am probably going to put some blocks there. I just can't help myself, but you'll notice I just went up the ladder right there. This is a small spot I created for maintenance. I decided I could come up here through the ladder, or I could jump down from the catwalk. Looks like I did miss a plant right here, though. We'll get the hopper in with the chain, get the rest of the azalea over here, and I did want to show you where this minecart track is coming from. This place is looking pretty well lit, and it is green as well. All of the ores, as they're coming out of the giant pit, they can come through, and there are 3 sections where we can have 1, 2, 3 ores over here. Not sure which ones we'll have there yet, but I was actually thinking right now, in between some of these slabs, we could take these out, put some stone cutters in. Nice. More work blocks makes for a better effect. This is pretty cool. It makes it seem like the ores are going to come through, get sliced up, and processed. It would be kind of cool if you could build something like a refinery and it would function like that. But without getting too crazy with the details in this room, we could move over here, and I'm thinking we could use this for some elevated storage. So right off to the side, let's build some pillars. We can have the minecart track spiral all the way up these spruce pillars until they get to a few levels here for storage. I think we can have enough room for about 3, maybe just 2 layers, but maybe 3. Iron trapdoors connecting to the polished andesite looks pretty good, and I have an open area feeling right in the center. Thank you for joining on these live streams. If you did, I really appreciate it. I'm going to place a couple of the hopper minecarts with chests in here. This trapdoor is in the wrong spot. What are you doing? I have decorated pretty much all of the floors. I made 2 layers of andesite. I thought I was going to be able to do 3, but only 2 were able to come out, but you can drop all the way to the bottom, and we have the minecart tracks that are connecting through this build entirely. Once again, the minecarts are going to travel up here through this first little build, and you know what? I think we need to start placing a little bit of ore down, but I'm going to show you how it's traveling first. Please don't go all the way down. Hold on, I'm going to stop you. I should have never touched the minecart. This is bad. Maybe I should have placed these later on, but that's fine. It's cool if it's right here right now. We're going to place some ores here later. The minecarts are going to travel down here, and you know what I'm going to do is place one right there. Perfect, and it's going in circles. You know what? I'm going to place this guy a little bit more out of the way. We're going to be in storage right here. Boom. Yeah, if there's hoppers with chests in them up top on the 2nd level as well, that's going to be pretty cool. They will funnel through the cutting system here and the little refinery that I've made, and then they will go into more storage over here. And I can actually get up to the top level via some ladders on the side and a little bit of a workstation up top where I should probably place some more ore. But I do want to come down here and show you a little bit of an entrance that I just made. This is, I mean, it's all coming together. I can either walk through on the dripstone floor, or I can come through on the balcony up top and walk in through the building up this way. And you know what I just realized is these windows are 1 block off. We gotta place this here now. I made the balcony on this level, so we just gotta raise these windows up by 1. Boom, boom, boom. And I have the white stained glass still on me from the other building, so let's just put this in here, and that makes a nice window. Let's just slap these in real quick. Boom, and hop over here. There's only one way to find out if it's going to look good. The interior in here is pretty bare as well. This was also done on a live stream. It's just a big open building still right now. I think what I'm going to do is show off the different ores in here in general. I'd like to make a display case for all of the ores that we find and all the upcoming ores that are to be found in upcoming updates as well. Could be against the wall back here. Small pillars that would hoist up each of the blocks. No, against the wall isn't right. Maybe we should put these more in the center of the room, and I'm destroying the build. We could take to the center lane right here. I kind of want to have some more ore hoisted up in the air as well. We have a lot of height in this build. We should definitely be using it. I've found most of the ores, but a few of the deep slate I don't have, like deep slate emerald ore. That's going to be a missing pillar here right now. We can get the diamonds up, and we also have copper, coal, lapis. Well, going through it, actually, the deep slate emerald ore is the only one that's missing, so I'm going to keep it on the end. It's all kind of organized right now. I have everything all the way down to the deep slate coal ore, which is pretty hard to find. I only have a couple of them, but the deep slate emerald ore is still on the list. So now what I'm going to do is probably try to hoist some of the ores up in the air. Like copper would be pretty cool. Might need to break this trap door. Let's bring down some chains. Trying to bring this down a little bit further into the main part of the build. And from here, we would take some deep slate slabs like the rest of the track. Then we can build across and build back up with the chains so that it looks like it's hoisted in the air. Then we can place mine carts up here, or we can place some of the ore up here for a little bit of decorate. Hold on, we just got to see what it looks like when we're down on this balcony right here. Okay, immediately this is just adding so much to the build. We got to add some on this side also. We have room for so many ores to be hung up in from the ceiling, and down below I decided glowstone below the ores. That's going to be what is going to light up the floor a lot better. Put some right here, get some trapdoor wrapped around it. Slap the ore right here, and boom, it is up for display. The last one I wanted to get down here, rather than any of the actual ores, is the block of amethyst. I think, this is ore enough, so let's get some of that right there. The medium bud, there we go. I have 2 slots over here that are just going to be left empty with note blocks on top. It's nice for decoration, and these are for future ore blocks, and I need to find the deep slate emerald ore, so I'm going to put a note block right here as well. Downstairs is looking good. Everything on display is it's looking great. I really hope one day there are some more ores added in. Like, I've thought some silver would be kind of cool. There's stuff like sulfur that could be mined. There's a bunch of cool stuff that could be added to the game eventually. And with all of that in mind, you just never know, so I'm leaving some space for some future ores. Or it could look a little bit cooler if we slap some of the chisel blocks in. I love that you can use chiseled stone to craft the lodestones now, because you can use them for decoration without having to go searching for every one of them. We have some hanging storage on the sides I tried to put in just to give the walls a little bit more life. And speaking of life, we have the cactus flower. I've left these pots outside empty for way too long. Gotta get these guys slapped right in here. I love that you don't have to use an actual pot to get these guys in. It looks great. Slowly but surely, everything is coming together. We're making everything look a little homey. It takes me a long time to decorate interiors, so I'm just walking through here and slowly adding blocks. Like these lightning rods, these make for good components on the wall. And the rest of the ores that I've been ignoring. Let's get some iron. Let's hop up here real fast. Got some deep slate right there, some regular looking good. Let's take out that copper, replace it with a little bit of the regular lapis, and then we'll slap the copper on its own conveyor belt. I like this effect, though. We have a bunch of decommissioned conveyor belt from all the Mayan ores. Like, we have all of the working ones in here, and that's why we use the deep slate tile. If we have these hanging everywhere, it's almost as if these are just decommissioned, and now they're being used for storage. For the most part, I think I'm going to use a lot of copper and lapis since I have an abundance of that back in the storage hall, but I think a little bit of coal, a little bit of diamond up here would make it seem very colorful. Now when you're walking through, this is a makeshift balcony right here that I'm trying to work in, but if you walk through this way, you can immediately see the ore. And if you walk in through from this side under the awning, you can see the ore from pretty much every door. You can see the ore right away, which is perfect. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so let's go upstairs. We need to, let's get some more diamonds up here. Why not? After mining for so long, getting all of the deep slate and tuff, we have a bunch of deep slate diamond ore. I don't believe I've used any gold yet. Let's put that there. We'll go boom, boom. That is copper. That is not gold. What am I doing? Give me the copper back. Thank you. Okay, this is looking pretty nice up here as well. The important thing is being able to see it from the windows, kind of. I like the optics of being able to see the glowing ore from really far away, and there it is. If I just happen to be on the path over here by Goose... What's going on, Goose? How you doing, by the way? But if I'm over here on the path by Goose and I want to look into this building, I can see the ore. Still looking a little plain on this side of the building. Let's go ahead and get some of the jungle fence gates up and in there. Flip a couple of these back. The ones that are directly above the windows will actually flip back. Jump down here, get some scaffolding up, and we can finally show some love to the front end of this building. It takes me so long to get anything on the interior done. I feel like I just worked on the interior for a whole month. I feel like we could benefit from taking some of these stripped oak blocks away and replacing them to add some more texture, and then maybe getting some more stripped spruce logs in the center as well. Yeah, now there's just way too many fence gates over there. We gotta fix this. Find the middle, and okay, got you. Let's get the wall in and the jungle fence right below. Then we'll get some spruce logs behind it. Well, actually, the spruce behind it may not work because now it's uneven if I wanted to do anything to the wall. Let's take this out real quick. Slap an end rod in here for a little bit of light. There's a couple ideas I want to try to work with. Let's take this pillar out, this pillar out. I want to work all the way up with the note blocks, and then on the side of these, let's get the pistons. Okay, this is much better. I like this quite a bit more. We have a lot more color in the front of this build. What I think I might do, let's take out some of the trapdoors. I'm going to see if it looks okay if we add in some of the stairs below that. Maybe some stairs right here. Let's get an oak trapdoor below that too. Looks like we could fit perfectly 3 trapdoors right there. Okay, this is looking nice. I'm going to take the row in the center and bring it all the way across. Wait, hold on. Let's go right here. Boom, boom. This is looking much cooler and much more industrial. I'm loving this right now. I think what I want to do is, let's take the silk pickaxe. Let's bust that open right there. Boom. And all right, let's put some stone cutters right here as the ore enters into the building. We have a lot of space for a lot of the extra ore, and I'm just going to put some, I think maybe some redstone in the corner down here. Put a little bit extra next to the entrance as if we're just overflowing. I'm going to slap just a little bit of gold in the center. I don't want to use too much because gold is still kind of valuable to me right now. I'm going to slap a couple of birch trapdoors down. They look pretty good with all of the stripped oak. Continue the birch by getting above pretty much every single glowberry. One little birch button. Then we're going to slap some more trapdoors in for some extra storage. We can use this little area to store just a couple of extra blocks. This will look nice. Well, alright, this is looking way cooler than it did 10 minutes ago. I think what I'd like to do next is start working some industrial parts into the ceiling of this build, so let's start with some cauldrons on the side. These are going to kind of work similar to smokestacks. Let's take out this trap door, and we're going to continue bringing them into the center. Actually, you know what? Let's get this axe out. We're going to have to take out this slab, too. That's not too bad. Okay, I like that a lot, but this also could look good with some of the blast furnaces, but they do look a little bit too similar to the color of the stone down here, so cauldrons are going to pop out way more. Let's keep using those. Now, let's work on some small silos on the side of this factory that this back balcony, or side balcony, I guess, could connect to. I'm going to start with some tuff. We're going to go 3 by 3 square. Technically, this is a circle, but on the inside, it's a square. We need to dress the side of this with some of the nether brick, and bring it down on some nether brick stilts for some support. The phantoms will have to just burn for now. Sorry guys, no fighting today. You will just be incinerated. At the top, I wanted to work with some andesite and some diorite. I think I'm going to make it 1 block taller though. On top of that, we're going to use some diorite blocks, and then we'll move directly into the polished diorite stairs. On top of this, in 4 corners, we put the blocks, and then we use 9 diorite slabs, and this is a small little concrete making tower on the side. Obviously, it's not actually making concrete, but it can sort of look like it will be. I'm just going to keep adding a little bit of podzol over here. It's kind of melding in with the grass and the moss over here. Chicken, get out of the way. These add quite a bit of character to the side of the builds. I'm loving it. And we recently added some strips of oak planks in there, and I just think that adds so much, because it used to just be all stripped oak all the way down, and just kind of just some horizontal work going, and it's pretty nice. What else would be nice, though, going right up into the side here would be some kind of working factory units. So let's get some lodestones up here. Have this jump into the side. 1 more lodestone. We'll get some iron trapdoors above and below that last lodestone, and then we'll dig down because we got to get some magma blocks in here. 3 of them working into the side of the building here. It just makes it seem much more industrial. Just need to get the campfires with the copper grates. Let's get one right there, another one right there, and wait, 1 more, boom, and boom. Then, like I said, we just need to make it appear as if some of the minecarts are leaving from here with some materials, so we're going to have a minecart right there, and let's pull up another minecart right here. I've started unloading a couple ores randomly on the side as if it were being dropped off by some of the minecarts over here, so on that side we're going to do some lapis, and on this side we're going to use a little bit of iron ore. Running around the back side. I love using smokers now as a part of industrial decoration. It's amazing. And we have some air vents on the side that I tried to make out of some blast furnaces. You'll notice those occasionally. This is a nice little balcony that I tried to have on some wooden stilts with some hoppers, but it kind of made the balcony itself have a little bit of a hole effect right here, but you can still walk on top of it, no problemo. I'm going to use some iron trapdoors right here as a form of a little bit of an awning right here for that flower. I was just leaving that floating. Normally I wouldn't use any deep slate tile slabs as decoration on the shelf, but it is a part of the decommissioned rail system, so I'm going to leave it up there. It's always good to have extra materials on your shelving units. The back pathway coming from the library into this hallway looking pretty good. Now we just need to fly around. We have one more path to create back here. We just need to connect this up to where the bridge is probably going to connect up to the Mason Trading Hall, and a little path going to the library again. But if we go back this way, the lodestone area, I mean, this is looking good as well, but right here, I kind of wanted to make a little bit of a wall with some chains. I don't really have any reason to go under the build or behind back here, so I did kind of fence it off, and if I were to walk up this staircase now, or the slab case, I'm sorry, this chain unit right here, that's really going to prevent me from going back there. Just take out some foliage real quick so that we can make a path directing, yeah, right back there seems a good spot. Just need to take out some foliage so we can make a path that connects all the way up here. Now just some smaller detail work that I kind of want to do, like this brick building. It is brick all the way from top to bottom. We could put some extra blocks in there, kind of like we did with the other sections. We're going to get up here level with where I want to be. I think maybe right below the window we'll use an upside down brick, and under that we can use the granite. So let's just take out a row. Might be a little easier if I just lay down and... oh, can I get it? There we go. Just a little snake in the wall here, just taking out all the bricks. This is crazy. Something else I think would be crazy is if there were actual physics in this game. Like if I were to take this whole build out right now, and I sliced out an entire row, would it just crush me? If the whole building were to just fall right on top of you, I think that'd be awesome. Okay, that's nice. It does add a little bit of a break with all of the brick on the way down, but on the one below it, I'm gonna get the granite in. Same thing, I'm gonna get in the crawl space right here. Let's take it out. We are just exposing the entire factory in there. Oh, jeez. Okay, hold on. Why does it always... why the lightning? Why the thunder? Guys, please tell me, does your weather in your hardcore world, does it act as crazy as this? The weather in my world, I feel like it's just so temperamental. It's insane. Wow, okay, this is just nuts. With only 2 rows of different blocks, you can make a massive amount of difference. As you can see, I've been trying to play around with some ideas for the backside. I don't want to leave this place hanging. I don't have an idea for what I want to go in this room yet, so I haven't put the walls up yet. But for now, it does just lead to the main factory room, which is nice. But over here, under these awnings, we have plenty of opportunity to build more. Let's get some railing down on this so we can place some mine carts. Slap this up, and this is actually going to connect all the way around once we hook it up into the very first room that the ore reaches. Right now, it can go either way from down here. If it takes a left, it's going to go into this structure, which we still need to finish, but if it takes a right, we can go back here behind the main build. Getting the barriers on the side is basically all that we need to do, but this place is nice and cozy back here. No area is going undetailed. This unfinished build has been here since before we started really with this build at all, but this thing, oh man, I completely forgot the granite. That should do it right there, and okay, that's much better. But what I was saying is this build over here is pretty much as old as this one, and we've been giving this one a lot of love, but I need to give the back of this build a little bit of love before we can move on to that extra building. Back here, I feel like we just need some smokestacks, so let's go ahead and build up with some granite. We'll have to take out all the decoration that's in the way. I'm trying to make it just a little bit taller than the flags of those buildings. This might work, but there's really only one way to find out. We have the granite that's going to reach some cobbled deep slate up top. And we'll cap that off with some iron trapdoors. Okay, we gotta see what this looks like from far away. It's not bad, but it does kind of just stick out like a sore thumb. We might need to make a couple of other ones in this build as well. Actually, I thought this side was a little bit nicer, so I decided to take up a little bit part of the roof off. Those chickens are having a good time down there. But more of the roof had to go to get this cobblestone wall up here. Okay, now that should look a little better. We could easily replicate that smokestack with maybe 2 or 3 more structures in this back of the main roof. Upside down granites to add a little bit more depth on the way up, and this roof just became so much nicer, except we have all of these trapdoors that are flipped up at night. At first, I just thought it was strange and something that we had to deal with because of the daylight sensors, but somebody in chat on stream noticed that it kind of looked like a ventilation system for the factory. We do have a lot of acacia saplings from taking out the giant acacia field before this structure was in place, so we might as well use all the saplings to brighten up the roof. Even under the other roof, we gotta make sure to slap some acacia saplings in. Typically, I like to use cherry saplings and torch flowers up on the roof, but today it's all green plants. We're going with a dark oak sapling as well. The smokestacks definitely add a lot to that side of the build, and it's now much taller, which is great. That's exactly what we wanted, but over on this side, we do want a little bit more color on the roof, so I'm going to add a little bit of copper and some rails. Let's start maybe taking this out right here, stack up some wax chiseled copper, and put a rail right here. There we go. That's our ventilation system. Now, what's one better than one air duct ventilation system? Two air duct ventilation systems. And now, just like that, this roof became much more colorful. We do need to add the flags up top. I'm going to get some quartz. I've been using so many rockets running back and forth from home, I'm probably pretty soon going to have to do a little bit of AFK work at the creeper farm. And okay, I completely forgot that we took all of the quartz out of the storage hall and we moved it to the Mason Trading Hall 2 episodes ago. Now, what am I thinking? Just going the wrong way, that's all I'm doing. Flying over this thing now is pretty awesome. It's cool to have a giant build in between all of these three buildings. The library, the Mason Trading Hall, and the Armadillopolis. Armadillo Sanctuary, it all just needed a little bit of love in the center. And with a week's worth of work, you can have all your blocks placed like this. Hopefully I can... Wait, do I have any? Yes, we have lightning rods. The wind on all of the other builds has been blowing that way, so we're going to stay consistent. We're going to go 1, 2, and then I'm falling. Me falling is also consistent. There's absolutely nothing new there. Okay, last one. Jumping down. It looks like with it raining so much, the cauldrons have started catching some water. Man, the quartz flags always look nice in the sunsets. Whoa, that was loud. Couple more ideas I wanted to mess with. Possibly using just a couple of these cobbled deep slate walls and putting some of the iron trapdoors on top of that. Just a couple other small random ventilation systems. I feel like you'd always see these in a factory. Okay, now with the details given to the back of the build and the top of the build, we can start to work our way towards the other back of the build. There's so many sides here. This back of the brick build is going to be some spruce plank walls with some jungle log barriers. Of course, we're going to strip that so that we can jump down and use all of the jungle trapdoors and jungle stairs that we can. It is seriously raining again. I can't get like 2 or even 3 days without the rain. The roof is all the way stripped. We can start working on a roof that's going to be trimmed up by the blackstone again. Now this roof, we don't really have much room to work with, so I'm angling it up 2 blocks in every slab, and then that should meet in the middle right here. We are going to cover this up with some dark oak as well as some campfires. Slap all these guys in, make the roof look a little bit nicer. We definitely don't want this to be on fire. If we're going to be using the pale oak fencing, we got to stay consistent. Let's get the fence gates up here. Get the lighting on this side and wrap it around the corner. We can make this place look nice by getting some window awnings, got some ferns in the windows. And we do need a front porch area so that when we're walking out of the factory, we can look out at the ice spikes no problemo. I'm using some pistons today because these things, they just look pretty good. Slap some anvils in for the door and some andesite right there. Alright, cool. We have our nice little patio. Now I just need to start thinking about wrapping everything around here. I'm working on getting a path that's going to reach all the way around the backside of the build to this secondary building over here made out of acacia. So we're going to bring the path probably here, stop it. I don't think I'm going to be able to enter through here depending on where the track actually goes, because if I use the track still right here, I'm going to bring it this way, then we'll turn it, but I was actually going to raise it by 1 block right here. Might be a better idea to raise it a little bit before the turn. Let's take these bottom rows out. Some of the ores might be brought towards the front of the build as well. I kind of want to make a conveyor system that will reach those concrete towers over there. So I kind of want to build something, just a small structure in the center to bring it all together. So I think I want to build it on some deep slate tile stilts here. We'll go 4x4. Before this build gets a little bit too large, I'm just going to make an outline with some of the blackstone and the spruce again. So this right here, I mean, I like the size of this. It's going to be a small little shack, maybe a little bit of an elevator that can take me down. That would mean just taking out most of these blocks right here around this little build and kind of just flattening out this slope. We don't want it to be as sharp as it is right now. We're going to give this place a little bit more of a home-based feeling by adding some decorative blocks to the entrance over here. We're going to use some diorite slabs as a means of an entrance as well. I'd like this to go just a little bit further, so I'm going to continue taking out some of the gravel, make this a little bit steeper in here. And now I'm even thinking about adding a secondary platform made out of the diorite slabs so that we can use a bevel elevator to get to and from a little easier. Let's extend this down a little bit further. Okay, so we're going to do a complete overhaul of this side. I'm going to take out all the deep slate and rail from that point down. So starting right here, we could bring the slabs down. Again, only one way to find out if this is going to be a decent idea. I don't even think you're going to be able to see this platform from most angles since we're underneath a lot of the stone. Let's get this to hug the stone wall as much as we can. Connect the rest of this down to the diorite. We can actually make this a little bit larger. I want it to feel like the deep slate track is safely and securely reaching this platform, so I'm going to go 3 more outward. Definitely want it to feel like it's safely and securely reaching the platform, so yeah, that feels good. Get the chains connected all the way down. This should be able to hold the water in for the water elevator. I am a dummy. I just realized we need to put the chains right here and here instead. Okay, that's much better. Now that can hold the water in. Bring the diorite out 1 more so that we can safely get some of the bamboo trapdoors in for a border. Take out all the temporary ones and flip these guys up. Now we officially have a border. We shouldn't be falling off of this. We can make a small staircase to go up. And while I'm down here, I'm thinking about all of these torches that are on the conveyor belts. This isn't really going to be looking too great, so I do have a bunch of polished blackstone buttons with me. I'm going to place these on every spawnable block. I also have some polished blackstone brick walls that we are going to use as a support system, because these are kind of just free-floating right now. Like, there's truly nothing holding these things up. Like, this platform isn't even being held up right now. But less talk and more action, that's what we should be doing. Let's get some blackstone all the way down. Then we'll go every 3 blocks with another support system. Okay, looking good. It used to look like it was going to topple over if a wind gust blew through. I don't really think there's anywhere anything can spawn in here, but in some spots where I thought something could spawn, we have some light gray carpet covering some torches. So I really like how this small tower brings the build together. It's nice having something over here, and I tried to use some lodestone and blast furnaces as a mean of a little bit of a power system. But now we have an area where the ores can get brought down or up from this little conveyor belt, and this is an area where they can get processed as well. I'm going to have to maybe build some decorations on the side. Just to tie this place together, we're going to need some random blocks against the wall. I'm still going to build a little bit of a cave that reaches up here. I think we're going to have to pop out probably this way, but that's probably going to be the last thing I do. Right now, what's on my mind is the back of the build. We have pretty much the entire front done. Well, actually, hold on. We can get some more ores in down here. I have the amethyst on me. Before I forget, let's start placing some of this down. This is going to get piled up right here. No problemo. Put that to the side, and we have some amethyst clusters. Let's get that down. Got some of the medium down, and 1 large looking good. Always got to make sure to keep the slab barriers on. I decided we'd bring some of the rarer items back here, like the emerald ore. That's pretty much the only one that's super rare. And then I have some gold that I wanted to get back in the middle. That means taking this out. There we go. Let's bring this over here. Slap some of the rails down so this meets up. Perfect. Okay, the ores on the ground just bring everything out. It all just pops so much more, especially this amethyst over here. Even the back of this conveyor belt system build needs a little bit of love. We could have a little bit of a stopping system where the minecarts remain parked. Get the rails back up here. Perfect. And boom, 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 and boom, boom. Okay, now I think we can focus on the back of the build. This is the last thing I wanted to do. I want to hook it up to the river. We could have a power system right here poking out from this back build. I don't have anything in this room right now. This is just a blank canvas. I'd like to make, we can get some grindstones pulling in and out. What I do know is that this component is most definitely in the way. Let's take this out. It looked good while it was here. I'm going to leave these 2 over to the side, and we can just move this one over to another wall. I'm going to start off with some observers. I like the arrows pointing towards the factory. Can't go back too far, though, because it reaches the door, so we need a stopping point. Right here looks pretty good. I do want to bring out some grindstones as well to make it seem like this is a functioning, powered system. Well, I guess we can't hop out there now. We're going to have a sort of pulley system holding it up from the top as well. We'll get the observers for the main structure up here, but right now I just have a temporary oak log in the way. I just want to figure out exactly where this mill needs to go. This cow absolutely loves this river. I don't know what he's doing down here, but he's having a great time. From this level, the wheel can turn in the river as it's flowing and send power up to the factory. Let's get this wheel made. We can go out by 2 blocks each direction. We'll use some oak stairs, some oak trapdoors. Top it off with some more stairs, 1 more fence, and an oak trapdoor. Now that's a pretty simple wheel. We could make it 2 blocks deep. I decided that using beehives would be a little bit better. I also used beehives on the other mill towards Waxderos. If you go check out some previous episodes, you'll see that one. I brought the observers all the way down with the grindstones, but I'm going to bring the oak out 1 more this direction. Actually, you know what? Wait, hold on. Let's take out the oak. Let's turn this into some barrels. Slap you guys all the way out. With this next part of the mill, I think we're just going to double up. Let's get a beehive right there and there. And instead of the oak trapdoors at the top, let's just replace those with oak slabs. Slap some blackstone buttons down. This guy's going absolutely nuts over this mill. This mill looks pretty good. Get the scaffolding out of the way. Now even the back side of the mill has some love. Also, just to give this space some use, I placed some of the work blocks down, some of the extra materials that I had, and I thought it looked okay. It made for a more interesting space on your way from the library. But let's hop into the room here. We have, ooh, nice, we made it. This is the room that basically powers the whole factory. Everything is getting generated from that mill, coming in through here, and voila. Not too much in this room, but I did manage to decorate it a little bit. We moved everything from in front of the door, and somehow it all managed to end up back in this corner over here, but I think it looks cool. We did end up putting blocks in this corner, by the way. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I ended up doing it. This back room got decorated on a recent stream. I think I just need to put some trapdoors right there. Not too bad. Maybe we slap a barrel right there and a barrel right there. That looks even better. But you can hop out from here. We have the entire back road complete. This is just, it's looking detailed, it's looking decorated, but it is missing something right here to kind of close it up. We might need to plant some trees. It would make sense to continue adding some of the podzol back here, and then we could turn this into a little bit of a taiga by adding some spruce. But you know, I also do really like jungle trees, so I'm going to make some tall jungle trees and some small spruce trees. We'll scatter the small trees throughout, but I think the tall jungle trees, and I can't believe the Enderman keeps putting the gravel right here. I'm going to take this away. But we'll scatter the small trees and the big trees. I believe these are going to be good in the background. Ooh, okay, I'm loving this. Let's hop under here. Okay, this is immediately adding so much more to the environment. Yeah, this was definitely needed. Nothing should spawn because we've done a pretty good job over the past year of placing a bunch of natural lighting back here. Well, I guess there's a torch right there, but for the most part, we got a bunch of natural lighting, and this is a nice looking forest. I'm gonna get some more stone buttons that are looking like rocks that are scattered away from the circle, like the main circle, I mean. Every now and then, we're gonna take a block just like this cobblestone right here, and we're gonna replace it with a stair just to add a little bit of depth to this main level. Also should have done this a while ago, but moving down here with the slabs is going to add so much. There's a lot of blocks in this game that look way cooler when you completely cover every single side with a glow lichen. Also, who can forget the leaf litter that we collected last episode? We are going to start to scatter some of this around just to bring some of the muddy look into the stone. Also putting it on top of the podzol and the coarse dirt. This looks pretty cool too. The ground is unlevel up here and it feels good. The light gray carpet is nice and blended in. We have our water elevator working now, and we have a perfect little setup for what looks like it could be our nice little refinery. This thing has been 2 weeks of just detailing, and I think it looks pretty good. The latest thing I did on stream was decorate this small little cave, and I want to show you guys what this looks like, and here it is. It's just a couple more little holes in the ground. I should probably put some spruce trapdoors up like this to cover this bed up a little bit. Or even just 2 trapdoors down like this kind of creates a small little step to the bed. But I feel like we made this cave as cozy as we possibly could. We have a couple of the main ores on display like copper, iron, blue lapis, and coal. These are the ones that you always kind of find first, so I figured I'd just put them right here. It's a little symbolic, but in my hand right now, I do have block of raw gold, iron, and copper, and I did want to bring these up to the top room. Looks like I need to run through the back because I ended up closing all of the windows. But we will, instead of just going under that arched door, we're going to use the catwalk and take all the way across. Then we'll hop down the stairs and go all the way up this ladder. Okay, perfect. So I want to get some iron in the back right there, and maybe a little bit more up on this conveyor belt. These are some more out-of-commission conveyor belts. Let's get some copper up at the top and on the side, since these are kind of in abundance. We have quite a bit of these. I'm glad we still have some jungle saplings on me, because now we can hang those up, and you know what? We can put the spruce saplings in the corner. I don't have too much gold, so I'm only gonna put it pretty much on this one layer, and I fell. Looks like I forgot some chains. Let's get you slapped right there, and boom, boom. Also looks like I just slapped these down in the wrong spot. Let's go boom, boom. Wait, hold on, boom. I don't really have a gold farm yet, so the gold is kind of valuable to me right now. I'd like to keep a little bit of that. But the iron, on the other hand, we have plenty of that. We can put a little bit more of this up in the window. I think that might be it for this build, though. I believe I've added as much decoration as I want to. I don't want to overkill it, although some people might already think I have. But we should do a small walkthrough. Let's hop down to the main level. I want to fly back here to the main entrances. So, I mean, we could enter up through this cave. Let's go down here. This is the most recent thing that we had built. This cave is nice and cozy. We can take the water elevator up to the top. Boom. And this will take us to this main awning that we had worked on initially. I am loving this. We got the spruce to the side and the jungle over here. Nice. Okay, everything is coming together. Take a right. You can walk down here and you can see what's going to be coming soon with the ores and the current ores that we have in this game. Everything except for the deep slate emerald ore. Unfortunately, we don't have that, but everything else in here is making this room look beautiful. Close this up real quick because I want to show you guys the back of the area where the water towers are, where this leads up to the library. I mean, this place just looks nice. And I know I might be saying that way too much, but I really love this. And you know what? Let's get a little bit more of the raw iron back here. Might as well. We can take another left by the library and hop back to the other side of the build where the mill is down there by the river. But if we go up here, take a left, you got the showcasing room. But if you take a right, this is the main factory. This right here is most definitely my favorite room. I love this one. I mean, I want there to hopefully someday be campfires without the campfire noises, just like maybe some steam. But this room really makes the factory come to life, and that's why it's my favorite. The room where the ore comes from initially is in here, and I love the way that we made this thing come to life as well. All of the green in here makes it really pop. Ooh, and the spruce out here makes all of this pop too, with the Armadillopolis castle in the background and the water tower over here. All of these contrasting colors looking real good, especially with the sun over in the west now. The conveyor belt goes two different ways here to get to the diamond, the copper down there, and the amethyst and redstone. You can go this way, go right to go to the emerald, or left to take the other ores. But if we go completely the other direction, we'll get to the gold down there. We got the more redstone, and we have the iron down there. We had so much redstone deep slate ore, I figured, you know what, let's use a little bit of it, and it looks real good from far away. Like, if I'm flying over this build or looking at it from the trees, the redstone kind of pops out the most, other than the amethyst. The amethyst just, wow, it's just too much. And I said that like it's a bad thing. I'm not sure. I meant it like a good thing, but it sounds like a bad thing. The mill back here looking good. Oh, it'd be so cool if this could actually be turning, but it is what it is. What I need to do in a few long plays probably is get a bridge built right there, or this could be done on a YouTube stream or Twitch stream, I guess, but I'm going to get a bridge built right here to go to that path that leads to the Mason Trading Hall. Also, from this back door, we need to get a path that kind of leads to a bridge right here. This build is my new favorite build in this world. I have spent the last 2 weeks just kind of adding all of the details to make it nice and cozy. And I don't want to add too much, so I think right now is probably a good stopping point. The sun is setting. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. This episode was so fun to record, and thank you for being there for all the live streams when we built this thing. It is twitch.tv/WaxFraud if you want to be there for any of the streams. We do stream every single day at 11 a.m. CST. And I did recently start multi-streaming, so I've been streaming on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time. It's been pretty fun. And I appreciate anyone that's been there on either of the platforms. It's just been a blast getting to know everyone. Appreciate all you guys for taking the time out of your day to come hang out and chat. Some of you may know the plans for the next episode on my goal board. There's only one thing left to do. I'll show you right here. It's right next to the starter house. There's a couple things that I think there's two signs. Yeah, there's two signs right here. Bamboo farm. We did kind of make a bamboo farm right here. So you know what? Let's take that out. You can be gone. The next episode, I feel like we need to drain an ocean monument. It's only right. It's on the goal board. It's the last thing stopping us from making a new goal board. And we found 3 different ocean monuments within the first episode, so I'm pretty sure we can just choose one of those and have a great time, or we can do multiple. But this new mining operation fits well into the world. We have Armadillopolis right here, the library right here, and this is just fitting in the world perfectly. Can fly in and out. I love the height of the build. It goes underground and well above ground too. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of the community. Until next time, take care of yourselves, do something nice for somebody, and yeah, see you guys. Hi everybody, WaxFraud here, and welcome back to the Hardcore Minecraft Let's Play series. Right now, we are chilling at the huge mining operation that we built in the last episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, I really do appreciate it. We got this thing powered up by the mill in the back, and there are 4 buildings in total that are keeping this thing functioning. This is the initial cave where you can enter in the operation unless you're going in through the buildings up there, but on the conveyor belt, these mine carts are going to be taking all of the ore straight up through the storage. Today we are going to be draining an ocean monument. I've never done that in Minecraft, let alone hardcore Minecraft, so we'll see how this goes today. But this build, this giant mining operation, this was one of the most fun builds that I've ever made. I had a blast building this thing. We have everything from this room displaying all the factory elements, to the trophy room across the hall that displays all of the ores that we've collected so far. The only one that we don't have, like I mentioned, is the deep slate emerald ore. We need that. To me, it's kind of like the blue axolotl. I don't even know if I've ever held a deep slate emerald ore in the hardcore Minecraft, but I have also never held a blue axolotl in hardcore Minecraft. We need a blue axolotl. On a recent Twitch stream, we connected the huge mining operation up to the Mason Trading Hall with this cozy little bridge right here, so now the whole world is connected. By the way, it is twitch.tv/WaxFraud if you want to join anytime. I do stream every single day, and we have started multi-streaming. I think right now my favorite part of the build is the backside over here, though. I planted a bunch of tall jungle trees and spruce trees. These aren't even custom trees, but they just made the build come together back here. The redstone for sure makes this build pop right up against the coarse dirt in the podzol. It's just really out here. Or if you're stranded down in the river, you can make your way up, like this cow over here who has been stuck in the water forever. I made this staircase and he just gets further away from it. Sir, I'm going to give you a push this way, but I will help you no more. Also, by the tree farm, I put a small staircase that uses all the same elements, but we still need to finish this part of the river. The Aurora Borealis is looking beautiful tonight. This build, I just love how it's nestled in between Armadillopolis and the library and the Mason Trading Hall. It just feels like it fits here very well. Today is going to be pretty fun, though. We're going to go out into the ocean beyond these ice spikes. And we have a phantom. Dude, get at it. You're done. There's a couple things we gotta do before we drain this ocean monument. I'm gonna head down to this goal board. There's one sign left, and we're gonna take this guy off right now. Okay, so now if we drain the ocean monument, we have 9 new goals, and I have a lot of fun ideas that I want to put on there. Just have to wait till the end of the episode, and we'll see exactly which goals we put up. Next on the list, we gotta get some shulker boxes. We're gonna head to the desert, but not before we mend up this bow. This thing is almost done. Durability 40 out of 384. It's almost gone. We might as well get another bow and mend this thing up. What's going on, Daniel? How you doing today? Always gotta say what's up to the mobs that are chilling, trapped in your world, not moving. I feel bad sometimes. Glow Squid, you should not be in the spider farm. I don't know what you're doing back there, but I'm gonna find you in the hopper eventually. Now we can move back to the skeleton farm. I'm glad these are all connected by this little hallway system. It makes it very convenient. But let's hop into... Oh, we already have some skeletons coming through. Let's go. I will see you guys later. Have fun. See ya. I might not even need to get some skeletons right now. Yeah, exactly. We already have a bunch of bows. I will just take these guys out, though. You get out of here, and you get out of here. Come on, buddy. Couldn't just leave them hanging there in the glass. They needed to be turned into bones. I'm wondering how many levels this is going to cost, because I have already mended this thing up a couple times. That's 33. I wonder what's this? That's too expensive, so I have to spend 33 points right now. Totally fine, though, because with the Mason Trading Hall, we can easily get those points back. I'm going to fly past Waxteros real fast to the desert that we initially found a long time ago. I'm going to go take some sand out. It's about time we do that. The sunset's looking magnificent through this meadow. This is a mighty fine flight. Super cozy indeed. I think it's maybe about 1,000 blocks out, a little farther than I thought. I believe it's right past this jungle, but wait, is that it down there? Nope, that's just more jungle. We got a baby zombie burning down here. Buddy, what are you doing? Where are you going? Right here, I believe, is the closest desert village to our home, so this will probably be the camel that we end up taking back when we do that camel sanctuary. Don't want to landscape too much next to the village. Let's just start flattening out some of this land over here. Take as much sand as we can get. It's possible we end up doing multiple trips. It really just depends on how big the circle is we're making around that ocean monument. Getting geared up for this is exciting. I've drained the inside of an ocean monument before, but I've never done the exterior, so I just can't wait. Oh my god, I forgot about all these desert sounds. It makes it feel like there's a creeper around me at all times. I do not like that. Especially with a little cave right here where a creeper could possibly spawn. This is just terrifying. I love the new ambient sounds, but like I said in the last episode, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get used to that. Instead of doing a time-lapse, I'm going to do what I usually do, and I'm going to go live on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time. I'm going to get a bunch of sand. Feel free to join. It is twitch.tv/WaxFraud. 2 hours later. After a little bit of work, you can gather a bunch of bunnies up on a flat area of sand, and you can get yourself 8 shulker boxes filled up with many stacks of sand as well. This is going to be great for draining the monument. Let's get on out of here. Made it back with 3 rockets. Nice. Could use a couple more rockets. Also, we need to head to this corner. We have a little bit of brewing that we need to do. We have some potion of water breathing and some potion of invisibility that we got from the wandering trader, but the water breathing, these are only 3 minutes, so we need to add some redstone. Slap these guys in, and boom. We have 3 of each potion, and I do believe I have a conduit around here somewhere, just using it for decoration. Not gonna lie, I forgot where that is. Let's just go make another one. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just dreaming that up, making things up in my head. Let's grab a Heart of the Sea and some Nautilus shells. I believe 1 conduit should do it. Now, we need to go all the way back to episode 1 to remember where these ocean monuments are. Where we spawned, there's one in between here and the iron farm. There's one all the way over here. And then there's a third one that's past the iron farm as well. So we have 3 ocean monuments to be able to work with right now. I believe we have our first one right here. That is most definitely an ocean monument. Those are guardians. But you may notice right here, this is the train tracks that take you to the iron farm from our village. So this is a little bit too close. If we wanted to do a huge circle around this thing, we might encroach a little bit too much on this. So with that in mind, let's fly to the one that's a little bit more in the deeper ocean. On the edge of the ice spike biome, next to Armadillopolis, we have this one. It's actually pretty close, a little closer than I thought to our home. So I'm going to set up a small base right here on this iceberg. I bet I can take out the 3 big guardians in maybe less than 8 minutes. Let's find out. I'm going to go invisible, and I'm going to be able to breathe underwater. Let's get down there. I haven't been to an ocean monument in a long time, especially in hardcore. None of these guys can see me, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty cool. Let's hop in. Let's find this guy. Let's, okay, nope, not you. Get away, sir. I forgot that invisibility doesn't matter if you have all of your armor on. That's hilarious. Get out of here. Get out. Whoa, there's a lot of them in here. Ooh, that just reminded me all of the Prismarine blocks that we're about to be able to build with. Ugh, I can't wait. There's usually, yep, there he is. I was gonna say there's usually one up here. To be gone. Ouch, ouch, ow. He's got thorns. Sir, stop dodging this. Get out of here. Ow. I will take that sponge. Thank you very much. Ooh, sponges. I can't wait to use these also. This will make draining the ocean monument probably a lot easier. Found the room with the gold. I could definitely use this later. Get out. Don't be trying to hit me, sir, with your lasers. I don't want that. There's usually some of them in this back hallway. Let's get around here. I don't see any yet. Never mind. I spoke too soon. I see you, buddy. Get out of here. Be gone. I always forget these guys are much stronger than they appear. They take a lot of damage. This little guy over here can be gone. Get out of here, dude. Had to take 1 more water breathing. I thought I could get it done in 8 minutes, but it was seemingly impossible. Oh, looks like I see the big guy right here, and there's a lot of obstacles to be able to swim around to dodge his attacks, which is very nice. The fact that he has thorns, though, is just wild. Sir, be gone. Couple other guardians right here. That was the 3rd one, though. I believe we are good to go. We can get out of here. No more mining fatigue from now on. Make sure we got the last sponge. We're good to go. Let's find our way out of here. I'm gonna need these 3 sponges for sure, though, because I didn't see a sponge room. Normally there's a room where you can find a bunch of the sponges in and take them home, dry them out, but I did not see that in this ocean monument. I guess they don't generate in all of them. Take in all the Prismarine, though, real quick, because I'd like to put this conduit to use. Also, without mining fatigue, we can just hop our way out of here. Nope, not that way. Well, actually, never mind. Let's hop in here. We can, yeah, let's get the gold. I'll take all of this, thank you. Dark Prismarine is something I never really build with, but once I have an abundance of it, it might become one of my favorite blocks. Let's see, though. We are free with the mining fatigue. Perfect. Let's get out of here. And, of course, it's raining. It is always raining. I do not have my elytra on. Let's get that on so we can get out of here. All of the loot can go back in a shulker box by itself. We need to put this away to start using the sand. I think I might make a big stone circle real quick. Maybe some dirt blocks we'll have to do today, but rain or shine, we're gonna have to get this thing worked on. Okay, so I don't know how I'm just realizing this right now, but this is a 4x4 in the middle here, so it's gonna be hard to center it on a single block. But we're just gonna have to live with it. Let's dig up here and get out as much as we can. Oh my god, there's so many guardians right here. I wonder what'll happen if I drink Potion of Invisibility. I'm gonna fly over real quick, and I'm gonna quickly take off my elytra. I don't know if they'll see me anymore. Boom, boom. I am now invisible. No one is ever going to find me ever again. Although trying to swim in the water without Depth Strider is a pain. This thing is gonna be quite large. We're going out 132 blocks. Thinking about it, this could be lined up with an even-numbered circle. We'll just have to see. Guardians, they do look super cool, but I always kind of forget how annoying they are. They're always just kind of messing with you with their lasers and stuff. I wish they would just kind of leave you alone. I do smell a Guardian farm coming soon, though, so we can get unlimited Prismarine. I feel kind of crazy walking around here with 0 armor, and where are my feet and my hands? Time to get this thing lined up. Need about 16 blocks to start. You guys have maybe seen it before. I am just using the circle generator to look at pixels to generate this giant circle. The only thing about making circles this big is if you mess up, you have to take out a lot of blocks. I'm really hoping we just measure this inch by inch very slowly. I don't want to have to take anything out. Pretty soon you will be farmed, buddy. Okay, we got the circle built. We got pretty much everything all the way lit up. I'll fly up real quick just to show you. This thing is huge. Now I do believe we should get on the underside of the dirt real quick. Let's make a glass wall. Once we have everything drained out, this is going to look amazing. We're going to be able to see all the kelp rising, all the squid swimming around. Kinda giddy about this project. I haven't really ever made anything like this, so I'm excited to see what happens. The glass already looks beautiful right now with the shaders. This is gorgeous. If you're wondering why everything looks so good... Dang, dude, I am just a totem and a glass block. That is nuts. But if you're wondering why everything looks so clear underwater, it's because that conduit is working right now. Luckily, after going about 132 blocks out, if you get all 3 rings on this conduit, this thing is working mighty fine all the way out to the rings. And even further, dude, check this thing out. This thing is nuts. Got a guardian right here. He doesn't even see me because I am nothing. Running out of glass. We're gonna have to go back to the library trading hall pretty soon. Man, I love coming back to this place. We don't get to enjoy this library too much anymore. I don't really have to come back for glass, but I guess now is a giant project, so we're gonna have to come back multiple times. This place is huge, and you know what? We gotta say what's up to Mendington. We do need to check on his well-being. I don't like the guy, but, you know, he does deserve a well-being check. He looks well to me, fine and dandy. Stay up there, dude. Thank you, librarian, for the glass. I appreciate you. I'm gonna need a couple shulker boxes at least. So in case you're new to the series and wondering why all of the villagers have names, they are just after Twitch chatters that redeemed channel points to get their names in this world. So if you want to hop into the Twitch streams, feel free anytime. I love flying through the snowy biomes. It's so bright, and then we get to the ocean, and this thing is about to be glorious. I love the location here, just not too far. One rocket flight away from home. Let's grab another invisibility potion real quick. I'm pretty sure to make some more, I need to make some night vision potion, which I don't need because I have the conduit working. And then we add a fermented spider eye, and then it turns into a potion of invisibility. Got about 3 shulker boxes filled up here, and we have a lot of work ahead of us right now. I believe this is about to require thousands upon thousands of glass blocks. I'm just mentally preparing myself. Looks like we have some structures to possibly dig through, because this glass is going to go right over... Or actually, maybe it's going to miss this one, but it is going to go right over one of these structures right here. Aha, what's in the chest? Ooh, a treasure map. I'm going to say most likely one that I've been to before, but we got to check it out. Looks like it's not too far, right on the beach over here. I think I've grabbed this one. This was from like episode 1 or 2 at least. Yeah, this one's right next to home. We definitely found this one, episode 1. Okay, something I didn't realize earlier is the abandoned portal down here. We gotta take this real fast. Oh yeah, I'm taking all this. Give me the loot, thank you, and the crying obsidian, I will take this too. It's kind of cool that this is here. We could possibly keep it and use it later on. Now, if we wanted to grid this thing out, we can use all of the sand, which we do have. I have a lot of sand right here that we've gathered, 8 shulker boxes to be exact. And when you look at my face right now, you can tell how serious I am when I say I need more sponges. I only have 3 that I got from the Elder Guardians, and I need a lot more. So let's fly home real quick. I got some potions to make. Slap some water bottles in here, start with the nether wart, then we're going to move on to the golden carrots. I just need 2 of them. We need 2 fermented spider eyes. Well, actually, I do have a pufferfish on me. Let's use this to make a potion of water breathing real quick. And then these 3 over here, these can be potion of invisibility. Perfect water breathing. Okay, let's get this with the redstone. Same thing over here, but with the fermented spider eye first. There it is, the next ocean monument. Let's do this real quick. Invisibility, and let's do water breathing. Let's hop in and see what we can do. Let's throw that. Time to go down. This is so menacing right here. Just a sword and a totem, nothing else. But here goes nothing. I am invisible, and I can breathe. I think I need to go down to the other side. It's very nice being able to swim through here without anything seeing you. It's beautiful. You can still get mining fatigue, though. And there's the first Elder Guardian. Okay, hold on. Let me get in a spot right here. Let's put on pretty much everything that we need to. Slap all of the armor on, and let's go. I'm going to fight this guy right now. Boom. Boom. Let's get over here. Boom, 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 boom. And come through with a boom. And one... Wait, hold on. Oh, geez, I'm stuck. And another boom, and a boom. You're done. I'll take the sponge, thank you. I bet there's another one down back in these hallways. We just need to continue checking. Ooh, and I think I see some basalt right here. That means there's a geode hooked up. The next Elder Guardian is right around the corner. Okay, let's do this real quick. Boom, 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 and we're ready to fight. See you later, bud. Boom! This guy just tried flying away. Dude, ouch. Wait, hold on. Ouch. This guy's a little powerful. Hold on, dude. Back to being invisible. Nobody can see me. I believe the last guy would be at the tippy top. Well, 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 what do you know? Oh, I have mining fatigue. I can't even take this out. Okay, let's get the last Elder Guardian. I believe this is the... Oh, yep, that's him. Okay, so let's put all this on. Boom, boom, and let's be on our way. I'm coming. See ya. See ya. Not bad. We got 3 more wet sponges. Dude, you're gonna have to get out of here, man. I still have my suit on. There we go. I think this is the way. Yeah, we do have some sponges. There might be some more sponges, because I'm sitting here thinking, I believe the route that I took last time was a different route. Let me break through real quick. I swear I almost went the right way. Oh, we have more sponges on this side. Okay, this is great. How many sponges are we about to have? We have 3 back at home, and... Hold on, let's collect these on the ceiling. We have 58. We have 61. Almost an entire stack of sponges. This is great. Also, the invisible body inside the armor looks absolutely crazy. I'm gonna sneak in here real quick and take some of the gold from the center. Thank you very much. I'll take all of this. And I can't really find the entrance right now, so what I'm gonna do is just go right here and break out. That's right. I'm free! Okay, one day we are going to revamp this one as well. I'm gonna get out of here before I put any armor on. Now, none of them can see me back here in between these icebergs. Okay, let's put the pants back on, the elytra, helmet, boots, and we can be on our way. We might do this monument next, we might do another monument next, but this one is surely on the list. Can't wait to one day come back to this ocean monument. We will get there soon. Let's set up a small furnace operation here, 1 and 2, and we'll go coal right there, coal right there, coal right there, coal right there. We'll split this up into 4 equal parts. That way we can come back and not really have to wait too long to get these dried out. And while these are drying initially, it won't even take that long. What's really going to take a while is all of the sand that we need to place right now. We have way too much sand to place. I don't even know if I have enough with me right now. I am now basically invisible. Let's just take all this off. Just gonna build some sand walls up against the fence. I'm gonna do grids of 5 by 5. This right here is really what's gonna take the longest. I'm gonna have to stare at the ocean for a very long time. Slowly but surely, all of the sand will be placed. I figured this might take a while if we do it by hand, so I thought maybe we could possibly try a little bit of a redstone contraption. We'll get an observer hooked up right behind this guy, and 1 block of space right here with a sticky piston on the other side of the other observer. Slap that guy down right there, and then if we get a block of redstone, boom. This sure does sound annoying, but if we were to hop right on top of it, we could just start placing as much sand as we want very, very quickly. I am very glad I remembered something like this. We are placing way faster. This is great. Seems like this one's not going up because of the kelp. We're gonna have to move the kelp, and that's a lot of sand down here, dude. Gonna have to be careful. Probably remove all the kelp, otherwise... Oh my god, that's loud. Yeah, probably gonna have to jump down, remove some of the kelp real fast. That way we don't have as many issues losing all the sand. We're starting a new quadrant over here. I really thought that there was going to be enough sand in my inventory, but no, I'm gonna have to make multiple trips to the desert because this is so much sand. I think I would have gone absolutely insane if I didn't use this redstone machine. Here's something to think about, though. If we don't want to have to go get more sand, we could just take the quadrant down that we had made over to the left side over here. If we fly up, you'll see this entire quadrant is complete. We could just bring the sponges down here. Then as we take out the water from each row, we will move the sand over to the next quadrant. So we do have a ravine down here. Some of the sand went all the way down. Actually, we have some gold I should take. Might as well. Never have too much gold. But the ravine itself, not really even sure if I want this to be here, so I'm going to cover it up, and if we want to take it out later, we certainly can. The ravine can provide natural walls to help the sponges take the water out, but for right now, we're just going to close up the ravine. Looks like part of the ocean monument goes all the way down here. We could get some free Prismarine, because I still don't think I'm going to have the ravine show itself back here. Now, with an ocean floor created, we can finally get all of these rows taken out. Let's just start over here on the end. Let's sponge it up. Sponges are absolutely amazing. It's crazy how much water they take away. I am gonna have to light this up though, because these creepers are spawning and this is not okay. Couple of sponges down the middle, looking good. Also, the sound of the sponge absorbing the water is kind of crazy. Is that new or is that how it's always been? The stone has been revealed. We have dry land. The sponges have officially done their work. We have no water in all of these rows. This is looking pretty cool. It's nice to see the ocean monument just be part of the land. I can walk on top of this now. Here comes arguably the most fun part, though. We can take the sand out by doing this, placing a torch right there, and watch it all fall like this. I'm going to be doing a lot of collecting right now. Let's do this. Boom. Over and over and over again. Don't get to do this very often, but this is probably one of the most satisfying features of the game. This is just so mesmerizing. It's awesome. Dude, these guardians are just taking out all of the squids. There is ink everywhere. Oh man, and I left that redstone machine just running. The ocean monument looks so cool out of water, and I've seen some tails kind of pop out through the blocks. I'm wondering how many guardians are spawning in there now that I've taken away so many spawnable blocks. I've been working on this live though, and in order to get the rest of this submerged a little bit faster, I might need to go get some more sponges, so I'm gonna go find the ocean monument that I crossed in the very first episode. I have Potion of Invisibility and Water Breathing on me. We should be a-okay. So here's the iron farm. This is where I spawned, and that means there should be an ocean monument right next to this coastline. We got it. I'm drinking up. Let's get these potions in us. Let's toss the bottles. Get you out of here. Get you out of here. Let's be on our way. I don't have any mining fatigue yet, so I threw the armor back on. I'm just going to slide right through. And okay, there's a lot of guardians. I'm going through here. There's usually some elder guardians down here. There's the fatigue. Okay, and there's the elder guardian. Gotcha, sir. Gotcha, sir. You're going to have to be gone. You are no match for the sword. I'll see you later, buddy. What did I just pick up right there? What was that? Did I just pick a tide armor trim? Whoa! I completely forgot that the tide armor trim was a thing. That's awesome. Here, another Elder Guardian around the corner. I'm throwing the armor back on, and is he? Yep, he's in here. Okay, buddy, I see you. I hear you. You're going down. This is my third ocean monument this episode, buddy. You are no match. And be gone, sir. Now I just gotta find that top room. I think right here is kind of cheating. Whoa, there's like a hole in the ceiling. Okay. Oh, I've never seen this before. It looks like everything is kind of shifted or maybe in the wrong spot, but I guess I just kind of got through a little bit quicker than I thought I would. Don't really care about draining these ocean monuments over here too much. I only want to drain one. I just need more sponges. But here's the room and here's the guy. Sir, oh man, do not be smacking me. I'm smacking you. At least with the Elder Guardians, we got 3 more sponges, but I'm hoping to find a sponge room right now. Found us a sponge room. I hope this gets us to at least like a stack and a half. Just under. We have 64 plus 31. Not bad. Now we can get this project done a little quicker. I'm going to break out the side, and I'm going to fly out of here. One day we're coming back to this ocean monument. I like how it's kind of barely over the ground here, too. I like when the pillars stick up. Ooh, and we have a geode that we can come back to now without mining fatigue. This is great. Never mind, I lied. We are going to go all the way over here, because I know that there's another ocean monument. I passed it on the way to get my pale oak. There it is right here. Okay, let's fly up real fast. I'm going to take both potions, and I'm going to dive in. Throw you, and let's just head on down. Just keeping on the armor initially in case we pass anybody, and now that I am not to be seen, let's take everything off. I am invisible, looking for the Elder Guardian, and there he is. Wait, can the Elder Guardian still see me? Let me tell you, that was pretty creepy. He was just staring at me. There's the mining fatigue, and there's my armor. I'm going in, dude. You're going down! I need more sponges! See you later, dude. This guy needs to get out of my way. Thank you, sir. And is there another Elder Guardian over here? I thought there would be. I've gone pretty much the entire way around, and I've only seen one. Unless the other one is right here. There you are! Boom! Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna smack him once, and then I'm gonna go around the pillar, and I'm gonna smack him again. Boom! And I'm gonna go around the pillar, and he has no idea what's about to happen. Boom! I'm gonna come around over here with a quick 1 and a 2. And now I just gotta find my way up to the tippy top to get this last guardian. Ooh, I see the last guy. Is he like... Oh, wait, this is the top room. I was confused for a moment. It didn't really look like the top room at first. Oh, wait. I think the hole doesn't come out through the middle. I think I got like 2 or 3 more hits on this guy. Whoa, he just sent me back. Oh, never mind. I have Dolphin's Grace. That is unsolicited. I did not want that. Although I am too fast for this guy to catch now. Thank you, Dolphin. I accept your help on that. That was great. I will say I'm a little disappointed. I could not find another sponge room in here, but, I mean, at least a stack and a half of sponges is pretty nice. Guys, I don't think you're supposed to be here. You're in the wrong place for sure. Ouch, buddy. I know that's gonna hurt. Don't do it. It's crazy how there's a raid spawning on the ocean monument down here. I never thought I'd see a pillager raid next to an ocean monument. This guardian down here is part of the raid now. This guy is way too quick. Fly to the nether real fast. This is a pretty fast means of getting everything dried out. It's a little loud, but it's pretty fast. Float on over to the portal. How did that moss carpet hurt me right there? I don't get it. Sometimes I just get smacked up on the weirdest things. But now we are through the portal and we can steam it up. This is the loudest steam block in the game. It is so loud. Who'd have thought that this would kind of try to break your eardrums? Sponges are just out here sizzling. Sounds like we're cooking burgers out here. I'm not sure what's more satisfying. Is it placing all the sand with that redstone machine, or is it placing all these sponges absorbing up all the water? Which one is it? They both rock. Starting to lean towards the sponges just because the sounds alone are amazing. It's crazy how much 1 stack and a half of sponges can do. This is nuts. We have all of the water, almost all of it, I mean, gone from this one row. That's enough squelching for now. Let's get all the sponges back and dry them up and repeat the process over and over and over. Now, in order to complete half the project, we just got to finish taking out the rest of the sand wall right here, and boom. You know what? Let's fly up real quick. I want to show you guys the progress so far. This is insane. Halfway done. Now to use the rest of this sand we're collecting to completely dry up the other 2 quarters. Time to fly back over here. These guardians are everywhere, and this is louder than ever. This project is absolutely crazy, and I admire everyone who's done this before. This is nuts. As I'm taking down this sand, I'm pretty sure I hear the pillagers on the other side. Yeah, I definitely hear them. Hold up, where are they? They're on top of the ocean monument. And it looks like they fell all the way down here. Guys, oh man, they're all ready to shoot. Well, so am I. Let's go here and there and see ya. We have so much space for mobs to spawn now. Before the sand wall can be finished, we're gonna have to come down and take all of the suspiciousness away from this gravel. This has gotta go. Let's see what we can find today. We got ourselves a wooden hoe to start, and some more suspicion right here. Is this another wooden hoe? We have 2 wooden hoes immediately. Alright, off to a great start. Looks like a little bit more suspicion around the corner, and a pottery sherd, finally. I am not even close to having all the pottery sherds, so the more the merrier. Or we bring the glass all the way down. I know there's gonna be some extra suspicious gravel down here. Looks like we had one buried. Please give us a sherd. Not too bad. We got 2 blade pottery sherds already. And it looks like a sea lantern in here to take out. We have some of the glazed terracotta, and what do we get? Ooh, some gold. What do we got under here? Just a little bit of suspicion, and that's an emerald. I love the archaeology. You can always find so much, and there's another hoe. I'm over here swimming mistaken. There's a couple structures that are pretty far away from the barrier, but we're still gonna search through them. Oh, perfect. We got a sherd right here, and what do we got? Plenty pottery sherd. Let's go. Another wooden hoe. These things are very abundant. Got ourselves a 3rd sherd over here. What is this? The mourner. Not too bad. And we got a 2nd chest all the way out here. What is this? Get out of the way, buddy. There's even a buried treasure map. It's probably... Yep, this one we definitely have been to before. It's right around the corner. Yep, this one is for sure right around the corner. We have been here twice. We are starting to take chunks out of this circle like slices of pie. This is insane. We have 3 of the sides done here. We can finish bringing the glass all the way down to the bottom. And now we should be able to safely put in more sand without covering up any suspicious gravel. I'm pretty sure we got it all. Start loading it up here until it reaches the edge of the circle. There are guardians just flopping around everywhere. Kinda crazy, all the way at the edge of the circle too. What are you doing, buddy? You are disturbing the peace. Be gone. These guardians are absolutely everywhere. They're all over the place, so we're gonna have to drink some more invisibility. Let's get out of here real quick. We haven't really given them much room to spawn in the first place, so they're starting to spawn and hop all the way down here. And there sure are a lot of them, so let's get invisible real quick. Toss that out, let's remove everything, and let's hop on down. Now we can finally swim down here without the guardians seeing us. Perfect. It's kind of crazy how many of these guys there are. Let's go boom, boom, boom. Use all the sponges. Time to take this out. Then they can't even see me, so there's just random sponges taking out the wall. These sponges are appearing out of absolutely nowhere. This is so goofy looking with just the silk touch hoe and the totem taking out the sponges. Something here just ain't right. Just one more wall to take out with the torches. Let's collect this sand. All will fall and all will be open. The sun rays poking through the glass. This place is looking extra blue. It's looking gorgeous. Pack all this into a quick little shulker box. Let's grab the rest of the remains. That should be all of them. Not seeing anything else lying on the floor. Look at this. This circle is huge. Took me many streams to get all this taken out. We'll get the conduit taken out after we get the interior completely drained. I'll open it up right here and there. This can be the start. Okay, we have guardians everywhere. One already flew out and is just flopping around on the ground, and they don't suffocate to the air. They're just going to be flopping around forever. You can see their spikes just sticking out through all of the corners, and they're trying to attack me as soon as I get in. You know what? Let's start taking some of these out right away. Probably gonna need another invisibility potion, but for... Okay, yeah, that's a lot of them. We need to make a quick detour back home. We'll start cooking up some more of the invisibility potions. I wonder if my shadow will disappear if I drink this. This is gonna be... And there it goes. I was just curious. Let's toss that bottle down. I have all of my armor gone. Let's kind of leave it in the hot bar just in case. There goes a guardian. Oh, down he goes, taking some damage. Let's hop in. No one should be able to see me. And I think we're good. Let's take away some of these blocks of water from there. Take away some on the ceiling. I'm going to make it so none of the guardians can even spawn anywhere close to this front room. Now I can just walk around here freely. Then we can create a nice little base of operations where the guardians can't bother us as much. Well, this room's going to be fun to take out because there's so much space, but just might as well spam the sponges as fast as we can. Delete all possible spaces where these guardians can spawn. They can't see me, that just makes this twice as funny. Them not being able to see me making all of these flopping noises makes this twice as goofy. Taking out these sponges seems very dangerous right now. There's a lot of guardians. There's all these random back hallways that you gotta clear out as well. There's so much of this water back here. I heard water flowing. It took me a while to find this little hallway. I believe right here is going to be the last sponge. Let's just make sure it's all torched up. I'm thinking now what I could do is start clearing out a lot of this Prismarine if we want to build some stuff inside of here. Or better yet, just clear it out so that it's easier for next episode when we take out the outer layer of all these blocks. Then we can revamp and redesign this entire area. So you know what, let's just do it. Let's take all the Prismarine out and see how much the interior can leave us with. My guess is there's going to be loads of Prismarine bricks. There's going to be some Prismarine and then the dark Prismarine as well, but the Prismarine bricks, I think we're going to get a lot of that. And what do you know, just some random water. This place will never be actually drained until we clear out all of the Prismarine. I wonder how many sea lanterns we're going to get left with as well. These things are just lovely. To me, they're like the first of the frog lights. Speaking of frog lights, those are going to be coming soon. The frog light farm is basically set up in the nether. We just need to make an episode out of it. Time to spend the next few hours using all of the durability on both of my pickaxes. The Endermen have already been through here unloading some gravel. My goodness. These guys just do not know how to quit. This room will be fun. I know I'm getting a little bit more dark Prismarine right here. And 8 free sea lanterns. Let's go. With the little help of a beacon, this goes much faster though. You can take all of these blocks out pretty quickly and then you turn around and you got this whole thing cleared out. There is so much space in the Ocean Monument once all of the walls are gone. We can add them over here. We have a couple shulker boxes filled up with all of the blocks that we gathered. And yeah, like I mentioned, it was a lot of the Prismarine bricks, a little bit of the Prismarine itself, and the sea lanterns over here. Man, we got a bunch of these too. The beacon sure does help. I recommend using this for sure. I'm gonna leave the beacon here though, because right now, you know, I mean, it's not every day that the Ocean Monument is drained, so I'm just gonna take it all in and just keep it here for a second. Until, of course, next episode when we completely redesign this thing. But what I want to do, like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, is get 9 new goals on that goal board. We must deliver on all promises. I'm gonna start the first goal off like this. We're gonna do a giant fishing ship. Next, something I've been trying to get done for a while is a camel sanctuary. We're not only going to be taking care of the camels, but the sniffer sanctuary, this one is going to be coming as well. Using all caps, these are not really able to fit on every line here. I'd like to finish the custom river over by the turtle sanctuary, and what I mean, if you guys don't remember, it's this little river over here beyond the gate that wraps all the way around over towards the Mason Trading Hall. The frog light farm is probably the most important goal on here right now. That's why it's going right in the middle. Also, we did get these frogs back in episode 1. It's about time we just give them a sanctuary themselves. Also, Paul and Pablo, they're going to need a home. The polar bear sanctuary, that's going to have to be coming soon. I think the nether hub is due for construction. We need to get that thing finished. And you know, while we're talking about the nether, we might as well get the blaze farm up, because pretty soon we're going to need an unlimited source of fuel. And I know we could use lava, but I'd rather just use blaze rods. Coming back down with the squid sauce, and let's light all this up to make them a little bit more prominent. When I'm flying by, I want to remember that we still have some goals on the board. And we will be tackling these over the next few episodes. Not all of them once in a row. There's going to be a couple other episodes sprinkled in and throughout. Like, of course, the redesigning of this Ocean Monument. It's about time we get this taken care of. I can't believe we got this thing entirely drained. It took a long time, but you know, I'm glad we got it done. Also, the reason that I'm splitting the episode into 2 different parts, episodes 17 and 18, is because it would just be way too long if I tried to redesign the Ocean Monument after draining it. My videos are already kind of long. We don't need a 2-hour video. So, guys, be on the lookout for the next episode after this. I cannot wait to get this redesigned. Also, thanks for joining the streams where we got everything worked on here. Live on Twitch, it was twitch.tv/WaxFraud, and thanks for joining on the YouTube streams as well. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure to join the Discord if you're not in there. And you, sir, again, you're gonna be yeeted just like your friends. No, get out of here, buddy. See ya. And he's gone. Hi, everybody. WaxFraud here, and welcome to episode 18 of the Hardcore Minecraft Let's Play series. Today, we are taking down the Ocean Monument and completely redesigning it. It is raining, of course, like it always is in this world. In the last episode, we completely drained the Ocean Monument and all of the water around it. We found a couple of ocean ruins over here, as well as an abandoned nether portal on the other side. We are starting to get some mobs that are spawning underneath the Ocean Monument, so I'm going to head up to the top. We have a beacon set up. Let's start taking this thing down. We just got upgraded to 1.21.6 in this world, and that means that we are going to be going to the nether to get some happy gas as soon as we make some space down here. Right about here is where I'm going to be putting the Guardian farm, and we're also going to have some happy gas flying around. It's going to be awesome. When we're done taking down all of this Prismarine, all of this gravel I think is going to have to go. We're going to turn it into some grass or possibly some moss. I want it to feel just a little bit more like home before I start to build the farm in the middle. This creeper is going to have to go, and this creeper, I already missed you. You're going to have to go. And it seems like we have some slime. Sir, you're going to have to step back. Begone, slimes! Right now, we're uncovering a bunch of area that mobs can spawn in. We have spiders all the way back here. And every once in a while, a zombie will walk out and start burning from the sun. I don't see any more Prismarine. Hold up, let's get a little bit better view. That's all gone. It's almost as if there was never a monument in the first place. Now all the gravel's gotta go. We have to expose the stone and the granite and the diorite in order for us to be able to turn all this into moss. Gonna have to get a couple more shulker boxes for all this gravel, maybe a couple double chests. Oh, also, the Prismarine blocks themselves, I think we had the most of those. We have 3 full shulker boxes with the Prismarine bricks. There's 3 of those that are full, and actually it was just about even. We have a lot less of the dark Prismarine, but quite a few sea lanterns that we got. Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to get out of here. You guys are chill, but you gotta go. As we're taking out the gravel, we're gonna have to get one more layer of glass down here on the barrier. Oh, no, there's some water. Gotta be careful here. We're gonna be doing a lot of torch replacement. Hey, we got some glow squids down there. What's good, dude? I was thinking these slimes that spawn down here, they're gonna look pretty nice on the moss. It'll be like a super flat world. I haven't played that version of Minecraft in a very long time. I should load up a flat world. Does anybody have experience with the flat world? What did you guys think? I thought it was pretty cool. It makes it much more exciting when you finally find a village. Because you have no resources whatsoever. You have to find villages to find anything. Be gone, sir. Thank you. Trying to get up to the wall real quick so I can get rid of a bunch of this moss. Slimes are getting sent my way now, left and right. I'm gonna repeatedly place it on the wall over here so that it can roll down and take out all the moss. It's always satisfying to watch it all disappear. Take out a couple more of these guys, a little bit more grass. Now with this place entirely cleaned up, we can start to move in a little bit more water in the middle so that the guardians have a place to spawn. We'll make a ring lined up right with the center of the larger ring. And I'm thinking this is going to be about 32 blocks all the way around. Made a quick audible, and now we're doing a ring that is 24 blocks wide, and we're doing it out of dirt to make it a little bit more prominent against the moss. We're going to be building around the dirt later on, though. Building up to the temporary blocks on the outer ring, but we also need to mark the center so that we can get some of the soul sand down. For those of you wondering which Guardian tutorial I was watching in order to get this completed, it's Shulker Crafts video, and I'm going to get that posted down in the description. Everything in this build is pretty much divisible by 8, so we're going to make this block 8 by 8 in the center. This beacon is going to have to go. We're going to have to take down the emerald blocks as well. They're kind of in the way. Now we just need to flood this little circle, so let's get one layer at the top. And of course the sand that we just placed has to go down because we need to flood it. Looks like we're at the top of a dirt castle, but this is complete. Let's get the 2 water buckets out, head to a corner, and let's start flooding this place up. Somehow a spider ended all the way up here. Dude, you gotta go. Dude, get out of here! Oh man, there are just mobs all over down here. We're gonna have to throw away the evidence. I bet you some mobs went and spawned right in this tower while we were up here, so we're gonna rain some water right on them. Okay, we need to watch out for the floating mobs. This guy just appeared out of nowhere. These guys are just gonna rise up through the water at any point in time. We gotta be careful. Got the rest of the middle out, and... Whoa, we already have... Okay, we already have some guardians. I thought I was gonna have to use some kelp to turn them back into water source blocks, but we do not have to do that. Looks like there's some water flowing right here. We're gonna have to get some blocks right here to fix that. Get some water right there, and fixed. Now we are definitely gonna need to get the potion of invisibility. Only brought 4 of them with me today. It shouldn't take too long to get this farm built. I am invisible, and realizing how dangerous this is, there's about 20 guardians in here right now. I don't know if you guys can see all these guys, but there are 20 of them. Yeah, you definitely need the potion of invisibility. This is a dangerous mission. Also, since the helmet is off, it helps a little bit to have some water breathing with you. These guys are menacing when you got double digits. And now this thing is pushing all the guardians up in the center. Let's get some of the scaffolding on the side. Load these up to the top, and yep, oh, there's way too many over here. And we're gonna go up about 40 blocks above sea level. These guys are not very nice to squids, man. They gotta cut it out. Now we can lay down 4 different water towers here. Let's get that. Boom. And of course it's thunder. It's always raining. It's always lightning and thunder. Should be careful though, because this also means that some guardians are gonna start popping up here as well. We got some fish flopping up here at least. We're gonna put bubble elevators under each of the scaffolding blocks right here, and then we will have some water flowing right on top to send them into the scaffolding tower. We'll have to get a glass border around it, and I'm pretty sure that a guardian just fell all the way from the top. I guess a more evil way to build a guardian farm would be to let them float all the way up to the top, and then, you know, just like make their way down and die to fall damage. Okay, yep, this is what's happening. These guys are just flopping everywhere. We gotta get this up. Now we can load up the scaffolding layer here with some water. All of this is just gonna lead them right to the center, and hopefully we'll make this farm as efficient as possible. This guy's just stuck up here all alone. Sorry, dude. Oh, wait, never mind. He's got some friends. Get out of here, buddy. We need to get some of these walls on the side to cover up the scaffolding at the top. See if I can smack these guys. Ouch! Wait, hold on. I hit the torch. Get out! You hit one out, another one replaces it. Get out of here, buddy. Alright, the walls are done. We have a small glass platform right here to be able to set some storage on. In the tutorial, they're using soul campfires instead of regular campfires, so we're gonna go ahead and use those also. I'm thinking we should yeet this guy. Get out of here. Get some blue flames rolling. Ooh, those are always looking nice. And I don't know how I forgot this, but you can put water over the soul campfire and it will not go out, and that's definitely why they used it on this farm. Definitely a way better option. Alright, well, there certainly are a lot of these guys. We should be careful trying to let them loose. There's a couple of them already trying to get out. There's really nowhere for them to go except for here, so let's just smack them out. The thorns effect that these guys have is kind of annoying after a while. We already have some Prismarine crystals and Prismarine shards. I swear I just saw a guardian all the way down on the... And we have water? No way. Oh my... Wait, hold on. Wait! We have a dirt block right there. Why are the Endermen messing with all the farms? I'm gonna put the dirt block... Whoa! Okay, hold on a second. Well, all of a sudden, every single guardian in existence is out here. I'm gonna fly out a render distance, and then I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna come back and get that dirt block in as quickly as I can. And there's no guardians yet, but hold on. Boom. These Endermen are a problem. Now I can take this moss and put it back. This little piece of stone right here means that we have another moss block randomly out here in the world somewhere. Looks like the farm is working alright. We just kind of need to make it look a little bit nicer. Finishing up extending the sides. Let's close that up. And we have a farm. All of these guys are getting shot up. We have way too many guardians here now, but they slowly get dragged over into the soul campfires, and they are gone. I'm gonna have to make a better platform to get the storage, but we are getting a bunch of Prismarine, and we have a bunch of fish as well. Not too bad. It's pretty much the same design, but a little bit larger. Got some glowstone that I kind of want to decorate with at the bottom, but we need to be invisible, and we need to be able to breathe underwater again. Alright, I'm invisible. I do not want to land on anything but the water. Now, these guys are getting pumped right up into the farm, but let's get some stone bricks around the soul sand. And then to light up the outside, as soon as those guardians move out of the way, I'm going to get some glowstone around the perimeter. Oh my god, I hear the wandering trader outside in a battle. This looks much better than the dirt floor. We will replace the dirt walls in a minute, but I think we need to make a larger ring outside with the quartz. And we will get the happy Ghasts in here soon, but I'm just enjoying the continuity mod for a little bit longer. Unfortunately, that mod does not update for quite a while. All of a sudden the game was on 1.21.6 and then even 1.21.7. Anyways, it looks like the Enderman has broken a hole into the tower already. And this will be replaced eventually, but we're gonna go out 56 blocks in diameter. Hopefully this ring doesn't appear too large. It's gonna be 10 across in the center. We got 6 right here. Let's go 3. So this is the guy that was messing with the wandering trader. You gotta go, dude. You're out of here. Just came over here holding the llama in his hand. On this layer right here, I'm probably going to use mostly quartz pillars, but I'll take some down to exchange it for some chiseled quartz and some quartz bricks. We are about to get a bunch of levels from trading all of these emeralds for so much quartz. We're going to need unlimited quartz pillars and a bunch of bricks if we're going to be making a bunch of archways. Honestly, I think by the time we are done trading for all of the quartz, after all of these layers are built, we might be approaching or past level 200. Already up a few levels. I bet we could slide right past 200, no problem. I've never really been past 200 in this game, so I think that's going to be pretty cool. Just gotta keep trading and building. As always, it's raining. It is always raining. We have a bunch of potential arches right here. It's kind of hard to see sometimes because the quartz is so reflective off the sun with the shaders, but we got quartz bricks, then we got some chiseled quartz. I'm actually going to take these out because in the center archway here, we're just going to have it squared out by 2 blocks. The next arch over is actually only spaced out by 5 as opposed to 6 over here, so it's a tad bit different. Only one little layer of brick in the middle. Go down 5 on the sides with some stairs on the bottom, followed by some more stairs right there. Alright, not bad. This next archway is only spaced out by 4 blocks, so we got the 2 chiseled in the middle. We're gonna get some stairs facing inward like this, and some slabbage on the bottom. I'm gonna have to smack all the scaffolding out of place to see exactly what this is looking like. See if I can land right at the top. Nice. Okay, these arches are looking pretty cool. I think I want to put a layer of sea lanterns on the top of the quartz. Wow, it gets loud up here, that's for sure, but some sea lanterns down here would be pretty cool, and luckily I have enough material to make a bunch of them now. You just need 5 stacks of the crystals and 13 stacks of the shards, and you got yourself a stack of the lanterns here. I think a little bit over 3 should be enough. Let's float on down. Those guardians can still see me. I still got their lasers pointed right at me. I can't wait to get this thing decorated and covered up. There's still a couple things I want to cross off my list on this main tower before I go explore for the happy gas. We're going to do that real quick, though. Ooh, that looks great at night. Okay, so I kind of wanted to cover this up on each side with a layer of the deep slate tiles to kind of contrast with the quartz. I'd like to add more Prismarine blocks, but I'm just going to let it build up in the farm a little bit longer. We have plenty of Prismarine to add, that's for sure. Then let's just put another layer right on top of the sea lanterns also. Thought a second layer of sea lanterns would look pretty good, and it turns out it does, but what's a second layer of sea lanterns without a second layer of deep slate tiles? Sea lanterns have been completely wrapped up with the deep slate tiles. I'm going to get this covered up with the last little bits of the glass, and even on the outer layer, we added some deep slate tiles and some sea lanterns. I thought this would look very good, and I think I was right. Sea lanterns and deep slate work very well together. I really like this. I'm curious which blocks you guys like to use most with sea lanterns. Let me know in the comments if you want. These guys are staring at me all day long. Here's what I gotta do. I'm invisible. I just took the potion. I'm gonna take off all the armor. I'm gonna jump back down. I don't think anybody can see me. Let's build this wall up a little taller. That way no more guardians can flop their way out of the farm. And then we'll connect these with another inner circle made up of sea lanterns. Now we can get down below the deep slate where we're gonna place some arches, and I fell. Anyways, what I was saying is we're going to get under the arches over here where the deep slate tile is going to just make its way down a little bit and creep into a little bit of a lighting system. We're going to use some warped fence, some lightning rods, we're going to get a chain in there, and then, of course, we're going to use an end rod. Need to get down here a little bit, and boom. Just need to get a couple more slabs all the way around. We have a bunch of scaffolding to the left, a bunch of scaffolding to the right, and it may not be necessary to have all of this here if we just had a happy Ghast. I'm gonna slap these into place, get the end rods on, and then, you know what, I think it's about time we made our way to the nether. We'll make this part of the project go a little bit quicker, and the end rods are really subtle down the side. I like that. I'm not wasting any time. We're just gonna go right to the nether tree. Do I have any potion of fire resistance? We have like 10 of them. Let's just drink it. Bottoms up. Let's throw this over here, and let's hop in. So immediately I'm hearing a Ghast, but he doesn't sound too happy. Yeah, this guy does not have a smile on his face. These guys are looking a little chilly. What's up, dudes? Only one of the striders is taking up the lava. You guys need to get warm. Let's keep hopping this direction until we see a brand new soul sand valley. Hey, stop that. You need to be happy. Oh boy, dude, I'm not trying to do this right now. Where are the happy Ghasts? Why aren't you happy? So now we're in a soul sand valley that I don't think I've explored too much. I'm gonna go deeper into it, and there's a... Dude, you are not happy. I'm not looking for you. Going out a little deeper. There's gonna be a dried Ghast here somewhere. Well, I found a nether fortress. There's a skelly right there, and there's a bunch of wither skellies up there. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot to remember where this guy is. This is pretty nice. This one's out in the open. Flying out a little further. We're gonna find a Ghast pretty soon. Sir, stop battling me. You're gonna have to go. I have found a dried ghast. Look at this guy. He doesn't look too happy right now. He actually looks kind of sad, but let's take him out. You're coming with me, buddy. First time ever. Let's go. I can't believe we have a dried ghast in our inventory. Now, there's so many new fun parts of this game that are getting added in. It's awesome. Found another highway again. Time to head back home and rehydrate this fella. Also, I'm pretty sure when I picked up the tier that you can make a ghast. You can just... Oh man, you can actually craft a ghast. 1 soul sand and 8 ghast tears will make a dried ghast. That's actually pretty nice. You don't have to explore for them as much. I found 1 ghast. I'm gonna craft another one and have 2 of them. Oh my god, what is that? What is that noise? There's an allay? Dude, what are you doing? Hold on, I need to get a lead. I gotta get a lead right now. Get out of the water, please. What are you doing? Get out of there. Come here. What? How did you get all the way over here? That is confusing. These guys really are just trying to escape. I'm gonna get you right up here. Please just stay right here and stop trying to fly away. I never really use the ghast tears, but I am gonna save most of them for making some end crystals later on in this world. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna use Potion of Regen as well, but that's what you can use from the ghast tier to make a potion. Crafting the dried ghast is pretty easy, however, I mean, it's gonna use up all the tears, and I kinda wanna save those. You never know when you're gonna wanna blow stuff up with end crystals. Figured we could come all the way back to the farm to place these guys down in a little pool. I have a small platform at the top here. Let's just make this right here. Boom, boom, boom. 2 spots for water. We got 1 dried ghast right there and another one. We got an advancement. Stay hydrated. Let's go. They have little particles coming off them when they're getting hydrated. This is amazing. And while these guys are soaking up the water, I should probably go make a harness or 2. There's not many animals in the barn right now, but the ones that are in there are going to be very helpful. Thank you, cows, for helping me make the harness. I appreciate you. Need at least 6 leather to make 2 harnesses. And on the other side, what's good, sheep? I just need 1 wool. I'm thinking we get a cyan wool and a red wool. That way we can start crafting up this guy. The auto-crafting mechanic in this doesn't want to work sometimes, but here we go. We got boom, 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 and we are ready with 2 harnesses. It's always fun to see what they look like when they're in your hand in-game, but oh man, I can't wait to put this on the ghast. Oh, this guy is hydrated. Okay, hold on. We have some leads I think we can use. I don't want these guys flying off just anywhere. I'm gonna have them chill right... Whoa, where'd he go? I definitely do not want the ghast to be able to hit this guy. I'm going back up. You're coming with me. Slap him right there, and then... What's up? Oh, look at that smile on his face. Then there's another ghast. Oh, he's right here. He's right next to the bamboo. Can I get him? Let's bring him over here a little bit further away. Sometimes the baby ghast will just follow you, so yeah, it looks like if I'm just chilling right here, he might just rise himself. I'm gonna go over here to the top of this guy now. Keep on rising, buddy. The noises these guys make, it's awesome. Let's slap you right here. Now we have 2 baby ghastlings. Let's go. And while these guys are growing up, let's take a little bit of time to hop back into the quartz pillar action. Let's go down to the dirt circle and start to move our way up. Let's get another archway. Probably do another mixture of quartz bricks and chiseled quartz, but the pillars always look good on the edge. Let's bring this one up about maybe 25 blocks or so. We have more arches working their way all the way around the circle on this second layer too, but this time they're a little bit smaller, only 4 blocks across. For the moment, I have a ring of deep slate up top. I think we're going to cover it up with some sea lanterns and more deep slate, just like the bottom down here. But these ghasts are fully grown. I think it's about time we put the harnesses on them. I love how you can just land right on these guys and then they just stop flying. See if I can slap a harness right here. Boom! We are now flying on a ghast. This is absolutely amazing. I'm going to get back over here and get this guy harnessed up. You are looking good, dude. Alright, we are flying around. I've officially tied the other ghast to this ghast, so we are not losing any ghast today. Sir, you're gonna have to get out of the tower. I don't know what you're doing in there. The lead is gonna break if I keep going, and it's broken. You, sir, can just roam freely in there. Don't get hit by the guardians. I'm gonna actually just go here, and let's see if we can get some of these details on the side a little bit easier without all the scaffolding. I love how slow and gentle this thing is. Also, guys, notice the stone around the perimeter as well as the deep slate towers. This is just a small idea, a lot more detailing to come. Go down a little bit. I think we missed 1 end rod right here, and perfect. I don't think I'm going to get over the noises these ghasts make. It is absolutely hilarious. This is definitely the best way to build. It is a little bit slow to move around, but wow. It definitely helps with the mega builds coming up on the sides, not having to use so much scaffolding. It really is helpful. Boom, and we're good. Not looking too bad. The other ghast is just free floating over there, but not too bad. We got sea lanterns going all the way across, the end rods going down. We are lighting this place up. I do like that these guys will free float around, but I don't know. I think we might need to make a little garage for all these guys to park them in. Slap a lead on this guy one more time, just make sure he doesn't leave. I have a feeling this other guy's not really gonna go anywhere. I think the ghast will hover around the nearest mob or person to them. We now have sea lanterns for days because of all of the prismarine that we've been collecting. It looks like in here there's a lot of fish, but that's just because I've been using all of the prismarine to make sea lanterns. I'm gonna hop down on this deep slate right here just so we can kind of cut this tower in half. I think it'll be interesting to section off this part of the tower. Then we're gonna go back around with a layer of the deep slate tile. I am really liking the deep slate and sea lantern pattern that we got going on here, but I do want to add some prismarine blocks, so I think it's about time we get a hold of those. We've made a little bit so far. I'm going to take the bricks and the regular prismarine. I'm going to have to make a squid farm in order to get a bunch of dark prismarine. We'll start down on the bottom over here. I think on the inside of these arches, we're going to use some prismarine bricks. I love that. It's adding quite a bit of color, but up top, I wonder if the prismarine itself would look good right on the inside of these arches. Ooh, nice. Okay, so this is not bad at all. I love this. We're gonna keep using this all the way around. We have more hanging end rods, but I figured let's get some facing upward as well to kind of even things out up here. Now that looks much better. So much light. I do want to round off this window up here, though. It's a little bit too blocky. Let's get some stairs right there and on the other side. Before building up any more, I kind of want to connect the bottom to the outer ring. If we're on the outer layer, we could go up about 5 or 6 blocks with more stone bricks. I think we could make a bridge that takes us all the way to the center. Also, I did want to apologize for a little bit of raspiness in my voice during this video. I lost my voice again, but it should be back soon. These slimes are absolutely everywhere. They just never stop spawning. Looks like we're gonna have to go about 5, maybe 6 layers up here. We had to take out some quartz. Now we can put the stone bricks in the pathway. Let's bring down the prismarine bricks as well. Now we can officially get deep slate hooked up to the main tower. Then we're going to slap some hoppers down on every other deep slate tile step, and we'll get some soul campfires right on top. It's never too late to have some spruce in your build, so might as well get them around the fire. I was going to get some warped trapdoors, but then you can kind of see the wood exposed above the hopper, and I didn't really like that. Now we shouldn't have to use the torches up here any longer. I am going to add some more light, though, by getting some diorite for the first time in this build. We'll get some warped fence right above it and going right into an end rod. Now that's not a bad entrance right there. I like this a lot. Now is about time, though. We need to make the arches under the bridge. I'm going to start right here. This is actually going to be slightly different than the rest of them. Going to put it right under there, and we'll get some stairs right here, stairs right there on the other side. Got to get the archwork in here, and boom, and boom. Now we just kind of have a free-floating bridge, and this needs some support, so we're going to get some pillars on each side. There's probably going to be about 4 of them, and that needs to connect, so that's why we brought the slabs with us. We have this over here, and we're going to bring it all the way across to the other pillar. The deep slate brick stairs are going to make this area look much nicer, and we're going to have to add 1 more slab. And we're going to repeat that design all the way up to the quartz tower. Now on the end over here where it touches the quartz tower, this is where it's going to start getting a little bit fun. We can start to wrap up some of these, and I fell, but we can start to wrap up some of the stairs. I'm using deep slate bricks as scaffolding right now. Let's get some walls down. Then we're going to move into warped fences. I'm not going to use any lightning rods on the bottom, but we are going to hop from the chain into the end rod. Not too shabby, looking good, especially with the reflection on the quartz down here, but these are spaced out by 5 blocks, so we could easily get more lights hanging up. We're going to get a slab right here with a wall back into the warped fence. We'll slap a chain in with an end rod, and bada bing, bada boom, that's what you got. Now, just to make the sides a little bit nicer, I'm going to put some stairs above 1 brick, and that should make it seem like it has a little bit more structural integrity. Now we can start to take the torches off the ground because this place is starting to get lit up with its permanent lighting. Not too bad, I love this bridge. It's nice being able to bring the deep slate over to the quartz. I feel like I'm going to wrap some more quartz up in here too. But first, we have to finish the other parts of the bridges, and this one's a little strange because I'm on top of the abandoned nether portal, and I've been thinking I don't necessarily need this here. I kind of wanted it because it was pretty cool how it was right next to the ocean monument, but, you know, now I'm transforming this whole thing, and you know what, this stuff is pretty much all gotta go. The moss might not be what's staying here, but at least it'll look a lot better than this random portal here. Gonna make it look a lot more green and a lot more smooth. Take some of the free obsidian, too, while we're at it. This stuff is always nice to take. I am never going to get over how the Ghasts are just free-floating up there, doing their own thing, having a great time. He's just a chill guy, that's all he is. The abandoned nether portal got me thinking, I'm gonna take out this structure over here as well. These ocean ruins don't necessarily need to be here anymore. I thought this was cool and I wanted to keep it, all the natural landscape that I could, but I mean, it's kind of just getting in the way now. We will of course leave the ones that are outside alone, but this one, it's gotta go. I am just really loving the deep slate wrapped around all the sea lanterns, so I think we should do it one more time on the bottom to connect these bridges. Let's hop over here. We're gonna line it up with this top one, put a sea lantern in the middle, and then let's just go across with the deep slate slabs. Connect it here, and then we can run back with the sea lanterns. Then we'll reach the other side and top this one off with more deep slate slabs. Oh man, I love this. This adds so much to the bottom layer. This is perfect. Next, I do want to get to the top though. I've been checking out the bottom, but up here is where I really want to be. We have a new layer of these quartz bricks. Now what I need to do with these pillars is make the biggest arches in the entire tower. So we're going up about 10 blocks. I'm going to first move in with the chiseled. Since we always use the bricks on the bottom part first, I'm going to go bricks first on this one. Back to chiseled in the middle, and I think that should be a big enough arch. We just need to take this all the way around. And of course, we need to build up to the arch. So let's go here, 1, 2, 3 with the chiseled. Bring it back over on this side too. There are so many guardians constantly getting farmed right here. Guys, also, by the way, I want to show you how much fish we've been catching. It is an insane amount. Like, I have all of the prismarine crystals and shards in here still, but this is all of the cod that we've got. I even went back to sell some and put some in the storage back at the house, but there's way too much raw cod that you get from these farms. It is absolutely insane. The arches look pretty good on the inside. What I'm going to do is make some arches only on the forefront facing sides, and then we'll creep into the middle. And of course, once we get to the top of here, we're going to get a layer of deep slate followed by a layer of sea lantern on top of the quartz. Then of course follow that up with another layer of the deep slate. Let's break all the ones on the inside out so that we can just leave the outer trim for the exposure. And now to start the giant dome. I think we're going to work our way up with the quartz bricks to top this build off. Just to keep everything smooth and divisible by 4, what I'm going to do is go in 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. So from 46, 44, 42 to 40 blocks all the way around. This should make a nice perfect circle in the middle. Going out 4, then 3, and then we gotta go 1, and then 1, 2, 1. I have decided to do a quick audible. I am against using the glass dome right now. I do a glass dome every single time we build a dome with the plots modelers, so I think this time I'm going to use Prismarine because why not? We have so much of it. Now we can creep back around and make a perfect circle out of these nice blue blocks. Let's pick all the stragglers up off the floor. We don't want to miss any Prismarine. I mean, we have basically unlimited now, but I'm treating this like it's still a valuable resource. So you'll notice the outer rings are not perfect circles. I actually made them come out a little bit more on the edge to kind of square them out, but that'll be fixed with the deep slate. But now we can just rise with the Prismarine. This is where the true dome effect starts to appear. I've mentioned it in other episodes and earlier just now, but I'm using the plots modeler to make the dome because it makes it so much easier. It's insanely easier. It saves you a bunch of time and a bunch of headache. Before the dome gets a little too tall, I'm going to place down some diorite walls. We got to get some pale oak fences into this build for the first time ever, and we're going to use those to get some lighting up at the top. Get the last one in right here, and okay, that's looking nice. It's going to be lit up on the sides. I left this open so the ghast can get in freely. I don't think they can get through this arch right. You know what? Let's check real quick. They might be able to get through the arch. Let's head down. Slowly but surely we will make it. Can we get through the arch right here? Hold on, let's get through. Yes, we absolutely can. Okay, never mind. So it looks like I absolutely can close the roof now. I was making the dome during a stream here on YouTube, and thank you for watching the YouTube streams, by the way. I really appreciate that, but I decided to go half Prismarine and then half Prismarine brick instead of only Prismarine brick all the way around. I thought it would look nicer, and you know what? I am glad I put it like that. It's nice to have 2 different colors up here instead of 1. Then we can hop up 1 more layer. We're at the 39th level. The 40th level would be right here, but I don't know if I want to close it off right now. I'm just going to put some quartz bricks here because we might do another mini dome on top. Mini domes, they are awesome, especially when they're right on top of a much larger dome. I'm going to head down the side and put some quartz bricks to wrap up the center of the dome. This is going to make the Prismarine and the Prismarine bricks a little bit separated and each individually pop. So if we fly out here real quick, we'll be able to see, boom, 2 different sections. That is awesome. We do kind of have a gap right here, though, where the lights are not. I think what I'll do is go 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we'll get 2 end rods right here. Hopefully this looks good. We got the corners lit up, it's all spiky, got the mohawks in on the dome, but now the center is a little bit dark. I think we're gonna have to add some light down here on the bottom layer. Let's hop right here. Under the pale oak fence, we're gonna get some end rods right there. That's not bad at all. You know, I think we just need to keep moving up like this and see what it looks like from far away. Not bad right here, except I am thinking we need to change the pale oak for the warped fence. It's time to move back into these nice looking blue ones, just because up against the quartz, it's just a little bit too much white using the pale oak. Slap the end rods there. We got a fence and two more end rod. Wait, and one more end rod. Okay, we have officially completed the dome, or I guess for the most part. We still have the mini dome to put up top. The Prismarine is looking pretty nice up here, though. I am loving the color contrast between the white and the light blue. Let's start building up these arches, though. I don't think they're going to be too big. We're going to have some singular pillars. The rest of them had thick pillars with about 2 or 3 blocks, but this one is only going to be 1 by 1 pillar. Connect these up, and I think that is good. Only about 6 blocks up should do. Slap the rest of these in, and then we're going to get a row of deep slate tiles all the way around. Then, of course, back on top, we're going to use Prismarine bricks and Prismarine. We're going to go half and half, or I guess split it up into quarters, not necessarily half and half, but 2 quarters equal 1 half. This is only a 10 by 10 circle, so these ones are not hard to make at all. We can close this off right here, and that is a done mini dome, but now I kind of want to bring some more of the lighting up here. We got 1, 2, and then 3 that can move into the center. Sunset's looking good, and the end rods up here are looking good too. I gotta fly out real quick just to see what all this is looking like. Oh man, this is great. The only thing we need to do is add some stairs to the sides. We got 1, 2, and then we'll go boom, boom, and we're gonna look up and get the arches moving in. Next, to make it like the rest of the builds, I'm gonna get some of the deep slate walls hanging down. We're gonna get some warped fence, and I don't know if we need chains, but maybe we could use them just because it's gonna be a little bit too close to the end rods that are already right here, but you know, why not? I didn't think I'd use these, but time to get some warped fence gates up in here to make the bottom look just a little bit more colorful. One more flight out, and this tower is looking magnificent right now. Oh my gosh, this thing is an actual monument. I'm gonna hop back into the dome through right here, and where's the blue guy? Yep, right here. I need to hop on this guy because I need to do some more building with the Ghast. So the Ghast is kind of like the scaffolding where you can hold space to get yourself up a few Y levels, but you cannot hold shift to bring yourself down. That just kind of takes you out of the harness. You have to kind of go down in an awkward backwards and forward motion in order to get a little bit lower, but that's okay. You can't win them all. What I'm gonna do is start with some slabbage, and then we're gonna work our way into some hanging end rods. Slap some walls down in the middle and on the corners out here. Get some warped fences below those, but I don't think on every one we're going to use chains. I think these 2 in the middle are just going to go right into end rods, kind of like how we did down here, but these are going to be hanging from up top. That way they don't touch the slab on the arch, but on these outer ones, we can definitely get a chain that goes right into the end rod. Gotta get lower on the Ghast here real quick. Not too bad. I like the way that this is hanging from the wall. Matches the bottom and the outside. I really like how we're being consistent with all these colors. You guys may notice that I've put a lot of deep slate on the outside as well. This is something that I need to work on a little bit more. There's a couple towers that I haven't done yet. I thought it would be more of a grand entrance. It kind of reminds me of like a bat cave or something, even though this is not a cave at all. The tower is super circular. Obviously, there's circles everywhere, but the outside circle, I wanted there to be spikes kind of moving up towards the front gate right here in the middle, and the ones that are going diagonally right into the tower to kind of have you focus on this a little more. What I've been doing over here, I've been going down by 1 block to Y level 71, and then we go up by 3 blocks every time until it reaches the center. This has truly been eating up a lot of the deep slate, but the taller the better, I think, in this case, because this tower in the middle is huge. The last one right here, we are about halfway up the tower. Let's fly over here. I'll show you guys how I've been making the diagonal stripes here. We're going to go boom, boom, and we're going to go up by 3, just starting from there. I think these diagonal towers might end up eating up a lot more of the deep slate. We have to use a lot weaved right in the middle here like this. Then we continue going in circles. These end up a lot taller too. But I don't really mind that because it brings the outer edge a little bit closer towards the top of the tower. It still looks like we're halfway, but believe me, I think we're way closer to the top than we are the ground. And now when we're flying around, the build kind of naturally makes you focus on the tower as well, with everything kind of pointing towards it. These towers could use a little bit of light though. I'm thinking maybe the majority of this middle one, we could turn this into some sea lanterns for sure. We have a lot of sea lanterns going horizontally, but vertically we haven't done that yet. We do have some more sea lanterns on this bottom level, but I think right on top, let's get some more Prismarine added to the edge. Followed by a nice little coating of the deep slate tile slabs. Alright, with these vertical sea lanterns going up the towers, this looks way more futuristic now. I do want to leave a little bit of the moss here, but I think for the most part we're going to turn it into some Prismarine and some quartz, possibly some deep slate as well. Let's get 2 layers of each of these. Right now we're just starting out with the quartz bricks in the middle, going into the Prismarine bricks, and then I believe the chiseled quartz out here would look good too. I wanted some light to go diagonally, so we got some sea lanterns going all the way up to the tower in the corner, but it'll look a lot better from far away if we surround it with some Prismarine. Then we'll run it back again, except this time we're going to coat the outside with a little bit of the deep slate tile slabs again. I want to create little sections of mossy garden. I don't want to take out all of the moss, so we're going to figure out ways to leave it in here. I was hoping to find a way to add some Prismarine to the bottom of this build. I think I found a way. We're going to add a smaller layer of this tower on the bottom using only the Prismarine blocks. Maybe a little bit more sea lantern action as well. This stuff can never hurt. I'm saying this as someone who just got access to unlimited sea lanterns, and I don't plan on not using any for now. Sea lanterns are a little bit too exposed at the top. It makes everything a little bit too bright from far away. That's why we got the Prismarine bricks over there, and I think we're going to do the same thing over here with the regular Prismarine. A little bit of slab action on top just brings everything together. And while we're working on Prismarine slabs, I figured let's get to the outside of the glass for the first time in this build. Let's get the row of sea lanterns down. Gotta get that kelp out of the way. Then we'll just mimic the other side and use some Prismarine brick slabs. Since the staircase in the center moves so gradually down with the slabs, I decided let's use some stairs right next to it to get down to where the garden will be. I figured, you know what, this is not going to be sea lanterns. We're going to turn this into glowstone. Before we cover this up, though, I noticed something down here. We have some ocean ruins all the way at the bottom of the ravine. I don't know how this one ended here, but we do have some suspicious gravel. I just want to see what we get. It looks like one little emerald. Worth it. Checking for more. Actually, we do have some right here. Is this a pottery sherd? Okay, definitely worth coming down here. Sea lanterns would have obviously been nice right here as well, but the glowstone, I feel like this is just the way to go for the garden circles. The stone and glowstone are going to be the giant rings that separate the gardens. I think I'm going to have smaller pink flowers over here and larger pink flowers in this side. I think I'm going to do mainly just lilacs. I think I'm going to incorporate some wildflowers in here just to go with the glowstone, and the alliums are going to go good for the small flowers as well as the lilacs for the big ones. I'm going to have to bring a lot of bone meal to be able to make as many lilacs as I need. I'm also going to have to make a stop at the meadow over here by the barn, and I'm going to have to take all of the alliums that I see in the field plus more because we're going to run out. We can take these torches out not only because of the glowstone, but because of the lanterns that are going to go on these arches around the perimeter wall. We'll get these guys wrapped up all the way around. Baby slime, be gone. I think it's about time we incorporate some actual greenery in here. Let's get some azalea leaves on the side of the deep slate. Add a little bit more depth to these pathways over here on the ground. All the azalea leaves are in, so we have a nice little perimeter for all the alliums. Flap these down on the other side so we can get a barrier for the lilacs. And I'm going to spam these everywhere, so now the slimes are going to get lost in a giant lilac forest. Good thing I have unlimited bone meal to be able to make as many as I want. With a lot of focus being put into the outdoors, I really wanted to go back inside and finish up the floors so that we can get to and from this farm with ease. Also, I'd really like to not be shocked by all these guardians every time I step foot in here. So I think the best way to resolve this problem is to build a glass wall. That way they can't see me, but I can still see them. Shifting our focus to the floor right below it. I want to make some bubble elevators that go right to the center, so I think I'm going to use some different blocks inside of the sea lantern and the deep slate. I want to get some ice, maybe some blue ice, but we're going to have to go searching for that. Luckily, we don't have to go too far. We have many icebergs right next to the monument itself. We can just take one of these guys out. Even one of the smaller ones will do. Don't want to break your guys' ears, so I'm not going to show you too much of this, but that is loud for sure. That's not looking too bad. The packed ice looks pretty good up against the deep slate. I'm thinking we shouldn't even focus on the ice in the middle. The dark Prismarine is a block that we haven't even used yet, so I'm going to start using it as a centerpiece for this floor. The dark Prismarine is truly what's going to make the floor pop. I mean, this is one of the coolest blocks in the game by far. I'm glad we got a hold of it now, but we're going to have to make a big squid farm if we want a massive amount. If we're thinking about bringing the outside in a little, I'm going to get some green up top, and we'll get some spruce trapdoors under it so it's not so blue and white in here. Through the Prismarine brick, we can see the two towers. I decided to put some end rods at the top to make some light shine all the way up there. It brings it all together. Then we can turn around and we can focus on these little pillars here in the middle that I'm going to start using for some bubble elevators. Let's get some sea lanterns in the back so we can light it up. Get to the top. I hear these guys flip-flopping around. What are they doing? I'm going to get some deep slate on the sides to hold the water in. Then it's time to get some of the warped trapdoors back up in here. These things look great around bubble elevators. Get these guys hooked up to the top. And also I would like to get some more deep slate up here hooked into these stairs to make it a little bit more smooth. If I get one right here as well, I can take some of the diorite walls and move my way down the side. Once we get to the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing with the deep slate. We bring it out just a little bit just so that we can have some of the water not exploding out of here. We're going to slip and slide all the way to the top. Then we need to break the kelp in order to replace it with the magma block that I have on me right now. Let's get down here. We got boom, boom. And then if I can do this quickly so I don't break any water, and that's not very fast at all. Let's get this here, and boom. Now we can take out these right here. I just need to get some signs in. Bing, bang, and then we got a boom, and we even got a bop. Now I just got to get this Ghast over here. I'm going to take him through the window. We're going back down into that middle level. I got to get some more decorating done on the top ceiling. Moving down a little slow today. I covered up all the glowstone with the oak trapdoors, and it looks outstanding. I'm really happy I did that. I'm probably going to have to break through the Prismarine because this Ghast will not fit. Barely made it through. Okay, now we can finally get up here without having to use all the scaffolding. Let's go ahead and use some deep slate slabs. We're going to get some hanging lights here, just like we did around the rest of the build. Flying down like a menace on this Ghast. I can't get over this. This is amazing. I'm going to get down to the barrier here. It's time to get some more deep slate tiles. We're going to start dressing these walls a little bit with some hanging lights. We'll go one here, then we're going to go down two. We'll go one right there and one right there. Over here, we're doing the classic wall defense to lightning rod to chain to end rod. This is the way to go. It will be nice to get some lights in the corner, but I think we're just going to go deep slate tile, then to the wall, and then to the end rod up against the main tower. That way it doesn't get too saturated with the lightning rods. I like them a lot, but I don't want to use too many of them. I want to use them sparingly. On the outside of the main towers, we're using a bunch of lightning rods. I'm actually probably going to have to go back and smelt some more copper. I think we got them all in. Not a single end rod is missing. This really tied it all together, having all of the end rods on the tower and brought out to the outer ring. You may notice down here that I started taking out some of the alliums and I started putting in the peonies. I'm going to leave this Ghast alone for a moment. Alliums have officially been moved to this middle area under the stairs, or in between the stairs, and the peonies have officially taken over the space where the alliums once were. I really enjoy the 2-block tall flowers down on the ground instead. Took about 11 stacks of bone meal, and there's a little bit of a spot right here where I forgot to put the oak trapdoors, so let's get that done real fast. There were some spots I decided to put some andesite on the ground. I figured, you know what, we don't need it to be all stone. I'm going to kind of tidy up the ends of the stone path with some andesite, and I did that over by the stairs here as well. These actually end up as andesite, and they go up into the main bridge. You'll see all across the edge I put some andesite, and it makes for a nice little bit of texture. Just something different on this path I feel like was needed, and I actually have that going up into some stone cutters the entire way up the bridge. The lilac garden and the peony edges, this is just, man, this is magnificent, especially with the sun coming through the wall with the shaders. I love staring at all this. If we move into, oh geez, I need to move that totem back in. If we move into the main room, I have finished decorating a little bit. I think I need to get some flowers above these anvils. Also, this spot right here, I opened it back up to the original dirt columns that hold the water where the guardians are spawning, and I think I'm going to turn that into glass so that we can see on the inside. These guys are still moving up, and with no way to see me now, I'm going to go up. I need to get some cherry saplings to fix that bottom area. You may have noticed I got 3 rows total of the plants. This is a very tall room. Slap all the flower pots in place, then move into the cherry saplings. Is this a guardian? Dude, these guardians are able to spawn in the bubble columns. I did not know that. This is crazy. They're flip-flopping all over the farm. Get out of here, sir. Leave me in peace. I just want to place cherry saplings on my anvils. Before we come back to the glass, there's a couple things I wanted to get done regarding the plants. I want to get some dark oak saplings outside. I started getting some moss around the perimeter of the quartz and the prismarine, and I figured let's get some more greenery out here. From far away, I feel like this is going to look nice. If I land right on the tower, you look down, man, that green really pops down there, and I think there's something else that, I mean, this is kind of looking like a little bit of negative space down here, not too much light. So I'm thinking we get a little bit more sea lantern. While I'm looking at it right now, before I forget, let's pop this open. Slap that right there. I do have some sea lanterns on me. Let's go ahead and put these back in the middle, kind of like a plus sign shape. Now when we walk in from the bridge through the tower, we can see... Yeah, this is well lit, and it lines up with the other sea lanterns, too. This is great. The sun poking through the water with the fish right there. This is just majestic. I have to find my Ghast buddy. There you are. We gotta name this guy, too. You know what, actually, guys, if you have a good name for this Ghast, let me know. The other one up there, too, the red one up in the tower, we're gonna name both of these guys. Throw out your best Ghast names in the comment section down below if you can. I had to hop back on this guy, though, because I just realized that there are a couple, there's 3 of them to be exact, 3 end rods and chains that I just did not place earlier. We gotta get these in. There's always unfinished parts to my build when I'm done, because I'm so scatterbrained, but, I mean, hey, that looks nice. Now we can leave this Ghast over here by the outside glass. It is time for me to actually get up because I'm going to go work on the inside glass. And we have another Guardian flip-flopping around. Dude, you cannot be here. You're going to have to just be gone, sir. Thank you very much, and be gone. Turns out there's more than one. This is actually kind of crazy. We might have to block off the bubble elevators because these guys are just spawning relentlessly in here. This guy even flopped his way outside. I wonder if I can yeet him outside the cat. Get out! A lot of extra work that we're gonna have to do because of those guys. I have a lot of end rods right below the dirt that I'm replacing right here, so I'm gonna hop down. I'm gonna get it done from the outside instead of going invisible from the inside because the water's just gonna pour out. I'm gonna start in the corner one. This is gonna take a little bit of time, but it's gonna be worth it. We can already see the madness inside of here. These guys go crazy. There are so many bubbles. These guys are just flying up one by one, and it doesn't even look like the water's gonna fall outside of this dirt, so I should be okay for now, but these guys can still hit me with their lasers, so I'm just gonna stay behind the glass. We still need to get the dirt away from the sides, because it doesn't really look natural. Yeah, that dirt's gotta go, but I do love the glass. Being able to see in here is awesome. Knowing that the water's not going to fall down on all these end rods and I won't have to clean them all up, I'm just going to go straight up here. We're going to get some invisibility potion and water breathing potion inside of us so that we can get down underwater. Time to drink up. I'm going to get this one going and then we're going to drink this one as well. We're going to get powered up. Let's perch up on the glass right here. Before we fall in, let's just make sure we're not wearing anything. Alright, we have about 8 minutes to get all the dirt out of here. None of these guys should be able to see me. I am invisible, just a floating totem and a pickaxe. As long as I don't take out that top block at first, we can go down here and yeah, it looks like no water's gonna slide through. Perfect, I'm gonna build this thing all the way up to the top. Then we just repeat the process until we are all the way around the circle. I know I'm not gonna get seen at all with the invisibility potion, but boy is it intimidating being in here with all these guardians. In the back of my mind, I'm always telling myself to be careful. These guys are very powerful, especially when they are in large numbers, but let's just stay invisible. We should be good to go. All of the glass is in, which means it is time to start taking away this top dirt so that we can get some water sources on top of the glass, giving the guardians just a little bit more space to spawn. This right here is actually not a water source. We go bam, and there we go. Water source created. All the dirt is gone. I swear, I keep hearing like these knocking noises around all the guardians. It's very strange, but let's get these placed around the side to hide some of the dirt. And with about 2 minutes of invisibility and water breathing to spare, that's not too bad at all. We have a lot more water source blocks now. I'm gonna head into the middle. Let's throw all of our stuff back on and get out of the farm. Let's float back down. We shouldn't even be able to cross through this floor. We haven't even made it yet. This room that I'm currently in doesn't have a ceiling, and the room with the dome doesn't have a floor, so we gotta get that taken care of. Just want to crawl back down here real quick to get to the outside. Oh yeah, that's looking so much cooler. Now we're able to see pretty much every guardian that spawns in the farm. While we're thinking about it, let's get that top floor done. I have a couple of blocks that I haven't used that I would like to get added up here. I have some skulk that I wanted to put in, but first we're going to cover it up with the packed ice. We have 8, 3, 2, and then 1, and then we go into 2. Let me work our way back around. These are pretty small circles now, so they're pretty easy to memorize. Just like the quartz, the ice is very shimmery. I guess when I zoom in, you can't really see it, but everything glistens off the ice. Now it's time for the skulk. Let's go 8, and then 1, 2, 3, and then we go 1, 2, and then we're going in with the 1s. Then back around to complete one more circle. Love how the skulk glows, and when we get down here, you'll be able to see a little bit of a starry night at the top. Got a nice little pattern here with the deep slate ice and the skulk going back into the quartz, so it's only right to wrap some quartz around the interior. I wish there were more blocks with this kind of swirly design at the top, and then you get to the middle and it kind of looks like a guardian. there's a little resemblance there, I gotta admit. You know, since we have the skulk with us, we might as well use a little bit more to make some more patterns. I always forget about skulk, but every time I use it, it returns to one of my favorite blocks in the game. We got a nice little pattern here. Okay, so we got the ice, the skulk, moving back into the quartz, the skulk. Got a row of sea lanterns for a little bit of light on the floor, because otherwise it would get dark. We're going to get some light up on the ceiling soon, but I just want to make sure that I have enough room for my little storage room down here, too. Gotta leave this open so I can jump down here for now and grab any prismarine that I want, but this is not gonna do. We have just too many chests, like, kind of scattered here. We gotta get a little bit more organized, but I might need to have a way to get to and from that room. Might be time for a few more bubble elevators. Let's go. Oh, man, buddy, you're gonna have to go. Where are you at? Get out of here. And he yeeted himself. Didn't even have time to hit him. But he has a friend who will be gone. And, dude, you want to get yeeted too? Get out of here, buddy. Get out. The bubble elevators are in the center of the room right here. We could keep it going up the center, actually. That would be kind of nice. Let's just keep the sea lanterns going up. Break on through to the other side. Let's go right here. Boom, boom. Let's put the quartz back, and then we should be able to break this deep slate and head down. We'll use the same method we did down below. We're going to wrap the sea lanterns up with some deep slate. We're going to get some more trap doors up at the top. We're going to close this one off for now, but the trap doors are going to keep the water columns in. I don't think I've ever used this many warped trapdoors on a single build. One of the most satisfying things in this game is to take down trapdoors while you're standing on them. I absolutely love it. Place this and this real quick with a soul sand right there and there. Then we can go to the tippy top. We got to start to get some water in there. Running into every single wall I possibly can. Let's go boom, and then we can use all the kelp we need. Soon we will rise. Take me away with the kelp, and boom, we are at the top. We can get here seamlessly now. I have given these guardians opportunity to raise themselves up to the top tower here, so I'm gonna have to start yeeting them out of existence. Get out of here. Get out. Get on out of here, buddy. This guy just yeeted himself. He gone. Recently on a multi-stream, either on Twitch or on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching, by the way, on either one. But we can go down here to the storage system that I had built on stream. It's kind of just a mini staircase right now, but if I go all the way downstairs, you guys can see the automatic storage system that I have set up. It's a pretty basic setup. This guy is all the way down here. Sir, this is for employees only down here. I don't know how you got down here, but you're gonna have to go. So I have storage for the 3 main blocks, like the Prismarine bricks, sea lanterns, and Prismarine, and I probably should get everything sorted down here. So I have 2 little runoff sections over here. The first one is just going to be for the shard, and I'll actually just get this guy right here. Then we got crystals, we got the raw cod, and the raw salmon. Dude, we have so much fish. It is insane. I had to start putting some over here. We just have way too much. You know what? I'm probably just going to let this go, because we have unlimited fish. We don't need all this. I'm just going to let it all despawn. We have a lot of fish. For right now, I'm just going to label these in the corner, and we'll probably get it decorated with each individual block that it's represented by. Put the glow item frame off to the left side, and I think the sea yeah, we have a couple sea lanterns left, and boom with a boom. I also just saw a brand new snapshot or a beta update for Bedrock. Hopefully it's coming to Java pretty soon, but the new shelving units that are going to get added to this game, it looks like you can add 3 different items other than just one, like an item frame, so that's going to be awesome. Sir, like I told the other guy, this is for employees only. You're going to have to get out of here. The walls right here, I still want to have some of the scaffolding exposed, so I'm going to get some glass panes so we can still see inside. From right here, it looks like the continuity mod doesn't work, but you step back a little bit and it looks just fine. Let's actually take out this level right here. Guardians can, right now, they can spawn and jump right out with only the wall in the way, but that's why we're getting the panes there too. There's like 1,000 fish right here. That is crazy, but let's go down to the side. Let's get some prismarine bricks over here to cover up part of the chests. I don't think we need too much space for storage, but at the tippy top, maybe I should replace those with stairs so we can still open up a 3rd layer of chests. Bada bing, bada boom, and alright, that's pretty nice. Let's get you in here. We can make some stairs at the top, connect in the middle to give it a little bit more pizzazz, and that's not too bad. We'll get some stairs on the bottom to make it a little bit more structured, or at least seem like it, and then we're going to move over to the auto storage. I'm going to cover this up with some quartz. Next episode, I think I'm going to make a lot more of this type of redstone contraption. We have an auto storage system that we need to make, and making this little one right now definitely reminded me that I should make a larger one. We are pretty much storing everything at the starter house right now, so it'd be nice to get a lot of that out of there to increase the FPS to kind of what it used to be at the start of the series. This should look nice once the pillars are pretty much everywhere around the stairs, got everything covered, but we're gonna have to just do a little bit of editing here too to kind of give more space for the sea lantern farm. And you, sir, again, you're gonna be yeeted just like your friends. No, get out of here, buddy. See ya. And he's gone. And it's raining now too. What do you know? It's always raining. Unfortunately, there are no Prismarine brick walls that we can make, only Prismarine walls for some reason. Dude, you're gonna have to get yeeted just like everyone else. But back to what I was saying with the Prismarine walls, I do wish we had some Prismarine brick walls to be able to decorate the Prismarine brick side of the dome, but it is what it is. We got what we got, and we're gonna have to use it. I'm gonna head up here to try to get to the corners so that I can get some lighting. We're gonna use some wall to the fence, then we're moving into chain, and then into end rod action, just like we did on pretty much the rest of the build, and nice, dude. This is, okay, it's already well lit. We're gonna move around in circles all the way down and try to make all of these equidistant. Gotta see what it looks like real quick from the bottom, and... okay, dude, that makes a world of difference, only with 8 at the top, too. I feel like I'm in a cathedral right now. I can't stop staring at the inside of this dome. The end rods kind of make this spider effect, which is pretty cool. There's not a shred of darkness up in the dome now, and I have a couple ways to get these guardians to stop popping up here. I'm gonna get some of the fence gates in. I feel like I'm gonna have to use some cherry saplings because we have a load of torch flowers against the wall and in the center. Gotta make the plant life a little bit more diverse so this place feels a little bit more cozy. Just now realizing that I forgot the deco pots right under these torch flowers on the end. What am I doing? These are just floating. Decorated pots are still one of my favorite newer additions to the game. I can't believe how spoiled we've been with all these new updates. The updates have come 3 different times during the recording of this episode. I've been recording this episode for a little over a month now because this build took so long, and there have been 3 different updates. 1.21.6, 1.21.7, and even 1.21.8 are all out right now, and they've come out during the recording of this episode. It's just nuts. Under the bridges, I'm going to get some blue orchids in to match the Prismarine bricks up against the wall back here. Just a little bit more plant diversity. Just in case the guardians happen to hop over the fence, I'm thinking maybe we should get some fence gates leading down to the storage area. Hopefully this provides an extra barrier that they're not gonna cross. You can hear all the guardians burning in the fire, and I have a way to kind of see into the top of the farm over here, but I was thinking about kind of covering it up with some more glow berries just so that it became a little bit more mysterious when you were walking down the stairs. We have the top row lit up. I'm just going to get that to grow a little bit quicker, and then we will randomize a lot of these lights. That's better. Now when we're walking down, it's very clear that you need to go to the right to go down to the storage room, which is looking decent right now. I have a lot of the details that I want in. Except this time walking down the stairs, I'm bringing some composters with me because I feel like I need some more flowering azalea leaves down here. You know, a lot of the time, leaves on composters are the perfect thing to fill up empty space. This thing is looking crazy right now. I'm loving this. I did notice there were some empty spaces in between the deep slate and the quartz. I'm going to fill it up with some buckets of water. I'm not sure if guardians are going to be able to spawn up here, but if they do and they start flopping off the top, that's going to be hilarious. Jeez, we have so many slime balls and slime blocks after building this. There was a slime chunk down there for sure. We increased the light levels quite a bit. I'm not sure if there's going to be any more slimes that are spawning down there. One of the last things I'd like to do is create a couple docks on each corner here, and then we can bring some ships up from the sea. Imagine traveling by boat and then you just come across this build right here in the middle of the ocean. That would just be nuts. I believe the dock wouldn't be complete if we didn't get some spruce trapdoors down here as well. Now to tie some of the colors up into the walkways, I feel like the best way to do that would be with some amethyst clusters. So on each side of any of the campfires, I'm going to get some clusters down. It's going to be a long walk all the way around this circle. At least we get a little bit of music from the clusters. Now we can walk down the stairs with glory. This Ghast is just loving this home as much as I do, it looks like. I'm not sure what else I'd like to put in this build. I think I've put in enough details. I don't want to start over-detailing. This garden is looking immaculate. Look at the sun peeking through right here. It looks like heaven. One of the largest builds I have ever created. This is insane. Before we wrap this up, I want to give you guys a tour of the inside. I am obsessed. We can walk through. A lot of negative space was turned into stuff that we can look at. I see guardians trying to swim towards the glass. No way, dudes. You're going up the scaffolding chute. Me, myself, I'm going over here to get up the bubble elevator to show you guys the next floor. Okay, and we are next to a couple guardians. I'm just getting pushed up here, and that's... Okay, we're going up to the top floor now. Guess I'm just gonna have to fly down here. Those guardians kind of ruined the little tour there, but hey, we'll see you later, buddy. This is a very similar room, but a little bit more open feel, because the glass wall pretty much makes the entirety of the center. You can even see the floors below from up here. And one of my favorite new parts of this build, because I've been working on it so long... Oh my gosh, what are you doing up here, buddy? Get out of here, please, sir, get out. There have been way too many loose guardians this episode. The glowberries look great over here. If we go down, I'm loving how cozy it is down here now as well. We are loading up on all the materials we need. I'm gonna have to make a fisherman trading hall soon to get rid of a lot of the fish, but even the chests over here are getting loaded up with more shards. We have way too much. You guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. I really appreciate you. This took a long time to build. A little bit over a month I've been working on this build, and thank you guys for popping in on all of the streams that it took me to build this. You may notice right now that we are on level 206. We did it. We went way over 200. This is just a good feeling right now. We finally got this thing completed. I'm gonna spend a lot of time flying around this thing. This place is awesome. I cannot wait to get some other ocean monuments taken out and redesigned as well. Hopping back on my friend over here. What's up, dude? Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. I appreciate ya. Like I said, the next episode, we're going to be focusing on some extra storage. We're going to get it underground, a little far away from the house, and it may or may not be automatic. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/WaxFraud, and don't forget to join the Discord. The links for all the socials are down below. Guys, remember to take care of yourselves and do something nice for somebody. I'll see you on the next episode. Hi everybody, WaxFraud here, and welcome back to the Hardcore Let's Play series. Today we're on episode 19, and we are starting out at the brand new Guardian Farm. This thing is absolutely massive, took up so much space, and it took me about a month to build. And another few weeks to actually drain this whole thing too, but right now I am here for one reason and one reason only. This Ghast, he needs a name. He is nameless right now. I'm gonna name him Gastro, and that was actually a name that you guys put in the comment section down below. I loved all of the name suggestions that you guys had in the last video. Thank you for throwing them out there. Gastro's gonna stay here for a little bit, and I'll use this as a little garage for him, and we'll come back every once in a while to pick him up and use him for some adventures. Down here is where we're going to be storing all of our Prismarine variants, and it is just so cozy down here. Our mini auto storage system is now overflowing into these other chests, and we just have way too many items. But at least we have plenty of Prismarine for the next few builds. One thing I thought this place was missing was a little bit of life down at the bottom, so I brought some brown eggs and I brought some blue eggs. I'm gonna throw some chickens down here. Get some yellow chickens down in here too. These guys are gonna be able to roam free for eternity. I'm pretty sure that this drained monument / guardian farm is the largest structure that I've ever made, so again, I appreciate you guys for sticking through it with me. We do have another Ghast at the starter house that we need to name. Let's head back there real quick. He is just currently sitting there nameless. I'm gonna leave the Guardian Farm for a bit today. It feels good to not be in this zone for just a moment. I've been spending so much time over here in the Ice Spike biome. Today, as you can probably tell from the video title, we are building an auto storage system, but we have a couple of things to take care of first. This guy over here is going to remain tied up to the starter house for a bit, and his name is going to be very fitting. Rick Ghastly, welcome to the world. So now we have Gastro all the way back at the Guardian Farm, and Rick Ghastly back here at the starter house. I have two more names for some Ghasts, but we only have 2 Ghasts, so that means it's time to go to the Nether. We're going to get a couple more of them. Bring some fire res with me. I just need to find a Soul Sand Valley real fast, and it should be no problem. We haven't checked too far past the initial Nether fortress that we found, so I'm going to fly back over here a little bit. I see a lot of Nylium that we can take out. I still plan on using all the Nylium I can for all of the custom ponds in the overworld. Unfortunately, it just takes a long time to mine. This delta is absolutely huge, but I'm trying to slide past this to find a Soul Sand Valley. There's going to be one back here. This Ghast is supposed to be happy. Dude, you seem pretty angry. Let's get you out of here. Picked up his tier, which we can use later on to make even more gas, but right now I'm just kind of focused on finding them. I see some soul sand. We just need to get down to the bone blocks. Hopefully there is a couple of dried gas down, and there's another angry Ghast up here. Sir, you're gonna have to go. Those guys are just way too loud. They are ruining the vibe down here. Where are these little dried gas at? It's so fun seeing all of the new territory, all of the lava falling from the ceiling. It's just magical. I will say though, I've been flying around for a while and I'm having a tough time finding these soul sand valleys. We might have to resort to just crafting the gas ourselves. Found a very hidden bastion all the way in this warped forest. That's kind of cool. I like this out here. Let's go right back where we started. I'm gonna get in through the attic. I need 16 ghast tears for 2 new ghasts. We'll head to the basement to get some soul soil or soul sand. I'm pretty sure either or work. Wow, I gotta stop bumping into everything. I still can't get over how you can just craft a mob in this game now, especially a ghast. It's unreal. 1 little baby Dragast, 2 little baby Dragast. Alright, let's take these guys out. Instead of creating a new pool for them, what I'm gonna do is just set them right down here in the pond next to the starter house. This seems nice enough. Got you right there. Let's get the other one right here. The little noises they make are just insane right from the start. I will name these guys as soon as they grow up. I need them to get hydrated. While we're waiting on this, I'm going to do a little bit of explaining for this episode. I have an auto storage system plan in mind, but it's got to be built far away from the starter house because, I mean, the FPS around here, you may have noticed the past few episodes, it has been dropping a little bit. And that's because, well, if I show my hitboxes here, you can see we have storage for so many items on the main floor. We have storage for so many items on the second floor of the house. Also, what's going on, Rocks? I never say what's up to you anymore, but that is a crime. I should not be doing that. He's been chilling here for weeks. We also have a bunch of storage up in the attic, which we just don't really need. And especially down in the main storage room, what I'd like to start doing down here is taking out a lot of these double chests and barrels from the house and replacing them with some small exhibits for passive mobs. We already kind of did that with the bees over here and all their beehives, but we could get some more, like the allays. They could definitely use a little bit of an enclosure. But we have storage on both sides over here. It's just way too many double chests, way too many item frames. I'd like to get my frames per second back up. All of the plants have been stored back here too, and this isn't necessarily as bad because it's all barrels, but the item frames, that's really what does it. So we need to find a spot where this would fit perfect, and I'm thinking somewhere behind the resin farm in Waxteros, we could get it to fit. It needs to be far away enough from the starter house that I can't feel the FPS drop, but close enough that it doesn't feel like I have to fly too far. I'm thinking just barely on the other side of this train that takes us to the raid farm we could build something. Over here we're chilling at negative 1200, negative 530. I wonder if we have a tunnel underground that takes us this far. Gonna head back down to my basement so that I can get to my deep slate mines. Passing through the storage room, gotta say what's up to Eggworth. How you doing, buddy? We've spent a lot of time recently working on the iron farm tunnel. This thing is huge. It's 1,100 blocks long, but if we want to go north, we have not worked on this tunnel at all yet. I want to see if it actually goes all the way to the location that I was above. I'm going to take it easy. Creepers could just be falling from anywhere out here. I do not want to get blasted into the lava. Oh, we got diamonds right there and diamonds over there. We've got a baby zombie over there trying to get to me. No way, dude. You are not getting out here. We even have diamonds all the way up there, but we are almost at the coordinates, negative 1100 and negative 500, but I'm starting to think this might be a little bit too deep. We have too much lava that we would have to take out. This place just might be a little bit too dangerous. We could build it a little bit closer to the grass. I want to build some entrances for the Ghasts as well, so we need to leave at least like 4x4 spaces open in the ceiling, and that would require me maybe just building it a little bit closer to the grass in the first place. The Ghasts are not very fast, and taking them all the way down to the bedrock would be a very slow process. So I'm going to fly on the other side of this lake. We have a little birch forest over here. This is nice flat land that we can use as an entrance up top. I think if I just dig straight down and away from this water, we should have plenty of room. Getting away from the water, so I'm just going inland a little bit further. What's up, sheep? How you doing? What's up, pig? How you doing? Right here seems kind of nice. Out in the open, if I'm flying over, I should be able to see this little spot no problem. I think I want to start right here with the center. Just need something big enough that I can fly in and out of with ease on top of the Ghast. Only 5 layers down, we have hit the stone, which means we got to bring out the beacon. I always forget the iron ingot that I need to make haste to, and I just noticed we have ocean ruins right next to where we decided to build. Let's go, I'll be checking these out. Here's our little spot in the birch forest. I'm gonna perch right here. Boom, 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 boom. And where's the beacon? It is right there. Let's power this guy on. Let's get haste 2 right away. I'm thinking if we just go down about maybe 10, 15 blocks from the top, like right about here, this is gonna be a good ceiling. We've already hit a cave. There's gonna be some creepers popping. Yep, there we go. This is not good. These caves are gonna be active. We are gonna have to light all these up. Mr. Skeleton, you're gonna have to be gone. Thank you, sir. Okay, we have another skeleton. You're gonna have to be gone too. Thank you. And now there's a creeper. Sir, get out. Thank you, sir. Just get out. My goodness. All right, let's light this. There's just gonna be endless stuff spawning. And a spider. Okay, we have one of everything down here. Hopefully these guys just let me mine in peace. And considering Minecraft is updating the game frequently, we might want to make some space for future updates too. We have brought this out all the way to the walls. I have a nice square going here so we can have a center location for the gas to bring us down and to start putting in the auto storage in each direction. The whole room is almost squared out except for this one obstacle, this giant lake that's connected to this cave down here. I think I'm gonna have to use some sponges to take the water out, but before I do anything, I would like to kind of light up a little bit more of this back area. I started lighting it up a little bit, but I don't know if there's any creepers up here, so we gotta just torch it all up. Then we lay all the sponges in. I'm glad I brought a whole stack. There's a lot more water in here than I thought there was gonna be. Taking me back to episode 17, where we spent way too much time draining the ocean monument. Gotta lay a couple torches back here. There should only be a little bit left. I think that's the last crevice. When you place enough sponges in a cave, they start to kind of make their own biome. Now with all the water gone, we can open this right up. The square may look pretty large right now, but believe me, once we have 8 different rows of auto-sorting system, it is going to take up quite a bit of space. And as soon as copper golems are added to the game, we are getting them placed right down in here. I can't wait. Also, the new shelves that just got announced, I am so excited. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a new building block. We have a lot of blocks to put back. Is the andesite filled up? Yeah, it is. We have overfill right here. At the end of this project, we're gonna have a lot of cobblestone and stone, so it's kind of good that we're giving it a bigger place to store. We ended up with quite a bit of coal, lapis, and copper, so that's kind of nice for a future build with the copper, but I think it's been long enough to go get that gas. They had to have been born by now. My dude, what are you doing in there? Get out of the polar bear pen. Hold on, let's get a lead. The other one is currently missing, but we're gonna find it. Well, it looks like he made his own way out. Let's get a little bit over this way. Alright, you're gonna be stuck to the starter house for the moment, and I gotta find the other gasling. Never mind, I actually think this one was the one that was inside, unless this one is just stuck. This one is stuck on the amethyst. Get over here, buddy. You're gonna get tied up to the house as well. I gotta make some harnesses. Right now, I thought it'd be best to make a light blue harness and then an orange harness as well. These are gonna look pretty nice. And while we're waiting for these guys to grow up, we might as well just get these little gaslings named. This one's gonna be Boo. Guys, thank you for putting these names in the chat again. And this one's gonna be Marshmallow. We spelled it a little bit different because these guys are just way too chill. Considering how helpful these guys are with building the new mega projects, these happy ghasts are one of the new best mobs in the game. And I mean, look at them. How can you not like them? For materials for the auto sorting system, starting off, we're going to need a bunch of chests. We're going to need way more than this. Then we're going to go upstairs. I need redstone and redstone torches, but we also need a lot of repeaters and a lot of comparators. And I'm definitely bringing a stone cutter with me. I need to take a lot of the stone that we've gathered and turn them into stone bricks, or at least chiseled stone bricks, so that we can use them for the farm. Whoa, okay, we just saw him grow right in front of us. He just exploded. Let's get the orange harness over here on Martin. I'm gonna get the light blue harness over here on Boo, and oh, looking good, dude. And then the orange harness, this is gonna go on Marshmallow if you can get back down here. Making me fly up on my own roof. I don't have any snowballs with me right now to be able to get them over here. And I'm on top, and boom, you have a harness. So I'm gonna let these guys free, and if I can, hold on, if I can take this other lead right... Whoa, wait a second. Let's take both of these guys, and I'm gonna get on Boo. Did not mean to set him free. I'm trying to get up the stairs real quick so I can... There we go. Alright, let's get out of here. So Boo is slowly gonna take us to the auto sorting system, and Marshmallow is just gonna follow behind on the lead the entire way. This is gonna take a while too, because we got like 1,000 blocks to go. We're leaving Rick Ghastly back there all by his lonesome. We need someone to protect the house though. And now that we have 4 ghasts with us, I think it's safe to say that we're gonna be getting a ghast sanctuary soon. 3 hours later. 17 hours later. Man, that took a really long time. You can kind of see we've cleared out a little bit of space with the birch. I just want a nice little landing pad. The ghasts are going to be able to chill right at the entrance of the auto storage system for a little bit. I'm going to go right here. Let's get some of the acacia wood and... Whoa, hold on a second. Did anybody just see that? That was crazy. The lantern that I just used disappeared and okay, I got it back. Gotta make sure Boo is on this side. Let's get a lead right there and you are connected. And I opened this up wide enough that when it's decorated, it'll be a 7x7 square, and the ghasts look like they will fit just fine. Thank you guys for escorting me here, I appreciate you, but now it's time to get some of the redstone components in here. I'm going to mark the exact middle point and go out each direction with the sea lanterns that we made in the last episode. This will get each hallway lit up, and I'm probably just going to bring the floor up to the sea lantern level. I've never really been able to use these sea lanterns in bulk, so I'm still obsessed. We have such a large abundance. I'm going to count out 9 blocks and make a circle. This will be 19 blocks all the way around. Let's get 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to build anything inside of the circle, but right on the outside is where the auto-sorting systems are going to meet. Before we get started, let's turn a bunch of this stone into chiseled so that we can use it for the farm. I am going to close it all off so it doesn't really matter which block we use, but you know, if I'm going to be stepping back behind the scenes, I'd like it to look a little bit nice. We're going to start out with a couple of rows of chests kind of staggered on top of each other. And these are only going to filter into each other if we are using a row of hoppers. One more row of hoppers up top before we get some temporary blocks to throw some of these hoppers into. At the top, we're going to have some comparators pointing directly at the hoppers. Then we pretty much cover the rest of the top here with some redstone dust. I was actually moving a little bit too quick. First things first, we got to get the repeaters down here. Then I'm going to crawl in here. Perfect. We just need to line the redstone torches up. I'm thinking we need to have this set up about 3 or 4 blocks away from the center so we can give the hallway a little bit of a larger feeling. Just want to have a little bit more space when I'm walking through. Let's just get some of the chiseled down the side. And I'm going to start getting this auto-sorting system replicated as well. We got to get this done on each of the directions. So we're not just chilling on some stone down here. Right under where the redstone torches are, I've added some sea lanterns, pale oak, and spruce to give it a little bit of color back here. I'm not going to be spending too much time back there, but I figured, you know what, let's just get it a little bit decorated. I'm thinking about having 25 or just 20 rows of chests. That way we can have 20, 50, and then times 4, that would be 200 total items that we could fit in here. Just need to keep on adding more chests and duplicating the farm as it is. I'm extending the chiseled stone floor. This is 16 and 17 blocks right here, so I need to go out about 8, maybe 9 more blocks to give myself one more row of room. I have a spruce pillar lining up in the corner. I'm going to go 1 block behind that, and then we'll create our wall. Insta-mining with efficiency 5 is never going to not be satisfying. And wait a second. Did the Enderman just leave a grass block down here? Are there any more? Is this it? Dude, come on. We just started the project, and the Enderman is already trying to grief. What is going on here? Also, I think the stone and cobblestone and other variants are just going to go in this row, so I might as well just start putting away some of the stone right now. I was just thinking, if we take this circle and go out 1 more block, we could leave ourselves with a bunch more room, so I'm going to actually take out all of these chests and hoppers that are facing the circle. Take out the chiseled back here. Now we're going to be able to breathe quite a bit more. And that leaves us with a little more room to place some sculk on the sides, and you know the sculk is going on the ceiling as well. It definitely has to. Got some extra sponges back here. Hopefully that clears up the rest of the water, and we can open it back up to the auto storage system. Let's dig the rest of this out. We don't have too much left, and yep, never mind, we have more water. Let's take you out. Let's take you out. You're gonna have to go, dude. At least a couple more levels of water is gonna have to go. We're just making new caves all over again. Light the corner up for now so nothing spawns back here. Also, maybe just light up this cave a little bit. Then we can start to expand the chiseled stone base. Throw some in the back to complete the redstone. Throw the redstone torches up. We got to get these chests in place as well. Then we can slap all the comparators down, and we have enough redstone dust to get back here. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, I need to open this back up. We did not get the repeaters in. That would be pretty important. We can get the chiseled stone back in place, then we can put the redstone in. The last row of hoppers is almost in place, and 2, 1, nice. Before we get the hoppers all the way at the top so that we can get the items sorted and filtered through, we probably should get a little bit of decorating going. We have 25 rows on each side, which means 200 items can be sorted individually here, but we kind of need to make this place look a little bit nicer. The numbers don't really matter when this place could look a little bit better than it currently does. I'm moving these pillars out by 1 block just to make the center room a little larger. This is going to be the most fun part of this build by far. I mean, I do love redstone. It is cool to be able to know how to get all the redstone hooked up, but, I mean, decorating is so much more fun. Now that we're up tall enough, the ceiling is going to have to go soon. I do want enough room to be able to walk around up here. Let's take a couple of these sea lanterns out. They're going to be in the way of a wall. I'm going to bring the pale oak over here, and then we can build it up. I think pale oak as a wall would look great behind the spruce pillars. Also, we need to be able to cover up this redstone. I don't want to be able to see the farm all the time, so this is going to work perfectly. Just got to continue moving all the way around. This thing is turning out to be way bigger than I thought it was going to be. 200 individual items is a lot. It's going to feel amazing once we move all of the items from the house over to this storage system. Then we can get our FPS back. That is the main goal, and I can't wait for that to happen. But first things first, we make this place look nice and pretty. We could actually get it moved over by one, and it goes right into the sea lanterns. These guys are going crazy right now. I mean, you guys are just choosing to get stuck in this hole. You could be roaming free around the grass right now, but nope. I like the position of these doors, but the stairs might end up being right here, so we might have to move them, but let's just see how it looks. Let's take these three out and make the staircase 3 blocks wide. Connect the two sides. I'm going to take out these ones under here, too. I'm not even sure why I'm placing them like that. All just temporary blocks, no big deal, but nice. We have 2 stairways that'll connect, and okay, I like this quite a bit. Strip all the wood we can, that way the spruce stairs look good in the corners. We are going to have to get to that later. I'm going to take all of the hoppers with us right now, and we are going to move on to the sorting of all of the items. All of the hoppers need to move in one single direction so that they follow the shulker or the chest that I placed the items into initially. So we're going to have about a line of about 250 hoppers that need to go all the way around. I'm going to have to dig into this wall a little bit so that the hoppers can comfortably reach behind the farm and they can be out of sight. We'll cover this wall back up eventually, but for now I need to be able to see what's going on. All the way back down another row we go. I can't believe we have to use this many hoppers. And I just counted out all of the chests that we're using right here. It's absolutely insane. So we have 8 chests per item, and there's 25 rows in 8 different rows. So that's about 1,600 chests. And that is absolutely insane. I've never once made a storage system this large. I'm pretty excited. And of course, we hit more water. I need to get the sponges again. We have run into a lot more water than we normally do in these caves. Hold on, now I'm stuck. Let's get back here, and no more water, please. And now back to our regular scheduled programming of placing as many hoppers as possible. We don't want all the hoppers to be open because they'll start causing some FPS issues over here as well, so we're going to cover them all up with some stone. I don't think the walkway is going to go back this far anyways. I want there to be a small arch here, and I'm just going to start out with some new colors. I haven't used any black stone yet, so let's see what this looks like. Followed by some mud brick slabs. I always forget how squelchy these things sound when you're placing them. Then we're going to hop into using some of the polished basalt. This stuff always looks nice. I'm going to tie the ceiling together with the floor by adding some skulk up here too for a Starry Night effect. And bring these down the full length of the hallway. And then on the outside of the skulk, we're just going to use some amethyst to round off the edges. Let's go down the length of the hallway again. Placing the amethyst blocks is never going to get old. I love that sound. I do want to get some of the stairs here to round off the corners, and of course we're going to get some spruce trap doors on the sides. We can line these up every other block on the top layer. Then we have one gap down here. I don't want to be able to get back to this other side of the farm, so we're going to cover it up with some trap doors and some slabs on the bottom layer. Instead of using the stripped spruce logs again, I figured we could switch it up down here. Not too bad so far. This is cool, taking a step back. I love the pale oak inside of the spruce, but I feel like the ceiling needs a little bit more light. I have a small oak pathway that I'm trying to build up to over here though, so the arch does lead into some random oak blocks. Let's see if we can cover it up with some dark oak before we start to get any of the lighting in. I think we can move some stairs into some slabs, and then move those slabs into some dark oak trap doors to cover up that path. Now that looks much better, a little bit more organized. At least we can't see the path anymore. And now we have space to be able to place some levers with 2 spaces in between. We can get an end rod in the middle and another one right there. Boom. This is one of my favorite ways of lighting up the world. I love end rods. Not only can they hang, but they can be used as horizontal lighting as well. Just a random thought, but it would be pretty cool if we could have other stones be used for the levers as too, rather than just the cobblestone, because I think it would look pretty good with some black stone levers coming down. Looks like the Enderman came back to try to help us decorate. Sir, I don't really need any grass down here. I appreciate the Enderman for trying to help, but they don't really do too much. Doing a little bit more harm than good, I might say. Last thing I wanted to do to the floor before we start getting some items in these hallways is place some furnaces down every other block. Ooh, I like this. It makes the chiseled stone pop a lot more. Just saw this guy out of the corner of my eye. It looks like he's trying to help decorate too. Let's make the center a little bit more cozy by adding some torch flowers on top of the deco pots. I'm going to start covering up this middle spot. We could use slabs to get up to the doorway, and the doorway itself could be made out of mangrove doors. Let's slap one here and here. Perfect. We have 2 Endermen back there now, and they are going to be trapped because they don't know how to open doors. If they could learn how to open doors like velociraptors, that would just be terrifying. I am very eager to get all of the items in here, but just a couple more things to do while decorating. I mentioned I was going to get some bubble elevators up to the 2nd level, but I think maybe we should just use some scaffolding. We don't need to have bubble elevators in every building. Sometimes my modes of transportation are a little overused, but this time I think we should just go back to some basics. A lot of the redstone is still exposed, but soon we're going to make a barrier wall so that we can hide it. We're getting some dark oak trapdoors and slabs above the spruce to put a railing on top of so we can't just run right off the oak. I'm thinking spruce fence will do just fine, except in the corner we're going to leave an opening so I can walk in and out. And for the 2nd floor path, I thought it'd be cool if in between the oak planks we put some chiseled bookshelves. These are still one of my favorite flooring or ceiling blocks to be added to the game. To help cover up the back, I think some walls of bookshelves are going to make it seem a lot more colorful. We need to bring this area to life. I would like to make it just a regular survival base up top. If we spread them out by 5, it's actually perfect. I can bring the oak log into the back and raise it right up into the corner. Add some libraries to the corner as well. We're going to use some different blocks later in between, but man, I just love the way all the books look. Maybe if we went back 1 row, we could add a little bit more depth. If I could stop falling, that'd be pretty nice. Let's take these out. We'll use chiseled for the 4th row of flooring, and we can move back the library books by 1. That way we don't accidentally hide the corner oak log, and that's looking very nice. Got a small reading nook back here. We just need to get this replicated. We'll have to take out that stone in order to put the chiseled bookshelves in, but that also means we have a comparator that's turned on. We need to take that stone out and turn that back off. If we don't clear those out, all of the item sorters are just going to sort stone. These middle parts will be fun to decorate. If we don't get the library in, I definitely want to use these note blocks, and we could use some shelving in here as well. And like I said, I wanted this to be a little bit of a starter base area, so if we add some furnaces in, I think that would be helpful. For now, we'll use lanterns to help spice up the top floor, and if we actually hop down, lanterns can spice up down here as well. And in the corners where we're not using any lanterns, above the doors, let's get some of the campfires down here. Boom and boom. That's looking nice. For some reason lately, I've been thinking that doorways and entryways feel a little empty without an awning over them. I want to complete the floor, but we should get rid of all of these chests and shulker boxes with all of our materials first, and that means maybe starting to sort some of the items. We have the stone and the cobblestone already in their respective spots, but we're going to do something a little different. In the starter house, we had item frames labeling what was where, but here we're just going to use the item itself. In order to get the sorting system to work correctly, what I need to do is place a stack of the cobblestone in here, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 of the stone. The slots in the hopper need to be taken up by a different block completely, so we are going to use stone for everything except for the stone itself. We will use cobblestone, and you'll notice it just went from 45 to 41. So we can get cobblestone, stone. I'm going to use the stone bricks. We got chiseled stone. We got smooth stone that I can put right here as well. And then we can just move right into stones like andesite, granite, diorite. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I'm going to have troubles figuring out where I want everything to be stored. But after we use all the main blocks, we can switch into the slabs and the stairs and the walls of each variant. We collected a lot of copper and a lot of coal when we were digging out these hallways. Not too bad, though. We have enough to last a while just from this dig alone, but here comes the fun part. I need to start transferring a lot of the stone over into the storage. And what do you know? We got a wandering trader. What do you got for me, buddy? A little bit of acacia, some pale hanging moss, some dyes, white tulips. I mean, I don't really need any of this, but I do need your leads. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Get out of here. That lead is mine, and that lead is... Wait. The lead is mine, sir. Thank you. I'll take that leather, too. Boo, you saw nothing, and Marshmallow, you also saw nothing. I'm out of here. Just focusing on the main goal, which is increasing the FPS at the starter house. It has gone down significantly since episode 1. And hopefully right now is the moment that we get to change that. I'm gonna hop down through the water. Oh, I just hit the dock. It's so funny. A lot of the times I never really make a safe landing. Actually, the one time I popped the totem in this world is when I hit the ground just a little bit too hard. Kinetic energy will get you. You gotta be careful. Let's focus on getting the stone first and the cobblestone. Well, I can see an increase in FPS already. Wouldn't that be awesome if it just started working right away? The FPS goes up immediately. Filling up shulker box after shulker box. Got all the stone. Perfect. Now we can move on to the cobblestone. We are making a giant mess down here. But I love the fact that every chest we break and move, we are increasing our frames per second almost exponentially. Once we move down the line and get the deep slate over there too, we'll probably start to feel it the most. Time to make 1,000 trips back and forth. This is going to be great. Trip by trip, we are going to bring shulker box after shulker box to get all this sorted. The next one over, we'll use stone bricks. Got to line these up with 1 block of stone. Then the fun continues. Let's start loading it all up. Couple trips back and forth, and it starts to look pretty nice. You might see an out-of-place lodestone, but since we craft those from the chiseled stone, I figured let's put them right next to each other. Instead of sorting them by block shape, I figured let's get all of the block types and keep them together. So we're going to go usually just the blocks, then into the slabs, then into the stairs, followed by the walls. The reason for the iron trapdoors, because gravel will just fall like that, so we got to keep it up here. The first row is going to be mostly just made up of the stones that we get from the overworld, except for bricks. I know you can't naturally just get brick by mining it, you have to craft it, but I don't know, I figured we had 4 slots left here and we have 4 brick types. Everything right now is fitting in here perfectly. Now we just need to fly back home again and again, get some deep slate probably now. I'd like to get that around the corner. Seems like our frames are coming in as we pass the turtles into the storage room. This is great. Although it is weird to see all of this unfinished where the chests used to be. I'm gonna move into the woods soon, but I figured we gotta get the rest of the stone right here. Also the tuff, there's so many different new tuff variants. So far we've taken about 3.5 stacks of chests from here, plus the item frames, so this is good work that we're doing right now. Let's just start with the regular cobbled deep slate. We'll take the regular deep slate with us as well. We don't have too much, so why not? Gotta hop back behind the scenes. Oh wait, looks like we added a... Yep, there's already a stone in there. That is misplaced, but we're gonna go back and get 1 stone in each of the right spots. Just takes a couple of bings, bangs, booms, and bops to get the comparators lit up. We'll get the deep slate loaded up on this right side, and on the opposite side, I think I'm gonna go with more of the dirt and grassy type blocks. But first, we gotta finish all of this naturally generated stone that we collect. These hallways are starting to look a little bare if we go back here. This one is as well. We have a little bit of moss to bring back still with us, and I keep on breaking the cherry logs back there. The pale oak is coming with us too. The moss carpet and pale moss carpet might as well come too. We can just set them right next to their blocks. In order for the carpet to be placed up towards the top here, I need to place a string down here and here. Then I can safely place the carpet right on top of the string. And I love the unintentional effect, too, of the moss carpet, bringing the gray specks up into the packed mud. I am so easily distracted. I just realized that I had nothing on top of the amethyst blocks down here, and I figured let's just get some medium and large amethyst buds over them. I guess anything to keep me from completing the build, but it looks way better on the floor, and it might look even better up here if I can get some of the birch buttons in between some of these trapdoors. It's looking marvelous up on the ceiling. A lot of other blocks are finished in this row. We have all of the tuff variants set up, and then we move into some of the mangrove roots into the mud, because I figured those are kind of compatible. A lot of the items in this row are of the tuff variants. We have pretty much all of them in, except there are 5 open slots right here. Let's go here. We're going to do the pale moss carpet, get the pale moss blocks, and then the moss carpet into the moss blocks. We'll let these go down to 41, but there's one right here. This one is empty. If I can get back into the door. Okay, so I want to show you guys the missing block right here. Boom. This is supposed to be mycelium, and I have not found a mushroom island yet. which means from now on, we're going to keep our eyes out. There could be one 1,000 blocks away, there could be one 10,000 blocks away. We just got to keep an eye out. For now, I'll get the dirt back up there. I have the dirt away from the grass because I don't want the grass to spread into the dirt. The rooted dirt in between or the coarse would have been fine. We actually kind of have too much dirt, so I'm going to go get some gravel and make some more coarse dirt. We can start to use this for more pathways. I love being able to craft the coarse dirt. You don't have to travel to all the taigas to be able to dig it all out. You can just do this. Also, oh man, I just realized earlier that you can craft andesite. How did I not know that you can craft andesite out of diorite and cobblestone? Also, in case you didn't know, you can craft diorite with cobblestone and nether quartz. This is just insane to me. I don't know how I didn't know this. You'll learn something new every day. Now we have an abundance of coarse dirt to use for pathways in the future. Alright, well this is virtually done. We should have 50 items, but we don't have the mycelium, so it's 49 items in this hallway. And guess what? The tuff took up a lot of space. So did the deep slate. The deep slate and tuff took up pretty much an entire row. Then we go into the muddy blocks that go to the moss into the dirt and grass. I'm going to set that to the side for now and focus on a brand new hallway where we need to start focusing on the wood. We'll start with the oak. I brought some back from a recent long play build, and by the way, thanks for watching the long plays, you guys rock. But we'll have the logs, the stripped logs, the planks and the slabs, the oak fence gates, the fences, trapdoors, and even the doors. I think I'm going to keep all of the button types in their own section for now, maybe do a separate storage for the buttons, but let's get moving here. We can go into the planks, and then the slabs, then the stairs. The doors are going to look a little awkward up there, so I might not do that, but as far as the trap doors go, and the fences and the fence gates, these are going up here. Now we just need to go behind the scenes. Luckily, I've left a couple of the walls open for a situation like this, where we need to hop back and start putting in all of the respective items. We'll let these filter down, and then we can move on to the next wood type, probably moving into spruce. Back to the storage room again. We have lots of spruce logs and all the other variants to grab. Let's slap all the item frames out, get our FPS rising a little bit more, and give me the chest. Give me all the chests. It's still so strange seeing all this empty space. I can't put the spruce right here. I'm going to start one over because I completely forgot about the hanging signs, which I realize right now do not connect to chests because they're not really a full block. So let's get a chain hanging right there, and boom. It's going to bother me a little bit with the spruce trapdoor missing, but it's worth it for organizational purposes. Slap it with a bing, we'll get a bang, we'll get a boom up there, and you know what, we'll even get a bop. I am now coming to the realization that we definitely don't have enough room for all of this wood. We have the dark oak, the jungle, the oak, and the spruce already in place, but when we get down here, the birch and the acacia get cut off. So there's only one thing left to do. We need to expand this hallway about 15 blocks, that way we can fit the rest of the wood in. Now we can add more cobblestone to the infinite cobblestone collection. Behind the scenes again, under the crawl space, gotta take back this wall also. Back at the Guardian Farm real quick, I need to make a bunch of sea lanterns, so let's get maybe 2 stacks. That should just about do it. Let's be on our way. Flying to and from this build is never gonna get old. I love this build. This hallway almost doubled in size. I had to bring it down by about 25 new blocks. Let's get the sea lanterns all the way down to the edge. That'll keep everything bright in the middle, and the thing is, it was a little bit thrown off because of the bamboo. I completely forgot that there were mosaic planks, slabs, and stairs, so now there's 3 extra blocks on this side. And I completely forgot about the regular block of bamboo before it gets stripped. I'm gonna throw that right there just so it fits in with the rest of the bamboo with 1 extra slot down here that, you know, maybe we could just put regular bamboo on. We're just gonna have to use an item frame for this bamboo and probably some other saplings. But that leaves 4 extra spaces on this side. Why is it that bamboo is the only wood type to get the mosaic variants? Like, why can't we have mosaic mangrove? Why can't we have mosaic acacia or spruce? What's going on? Now we need to go behind the scenes again. Luckily, there's a little bit of a path right there to go through. And the bamboo, let's get this in the slot. You guys might notice that I did not use the stone. I'm using cherry buttons now because I'm not going to throw any buttons into this build. I'm thinking about having a separate storage for all of the buttons, so all of the other blocks are going to come in here, but no buttons, not even the stone buttons. We've completely emptied out this side of the storage. It looks so strange. I loved having all the chests here, but I mean, it's going to be nice having something new here for sure. Now it's time to head into the nether. I've already taken out some of the chests that were not being used, but time to move a lot of these black stone blocks. There's like 15 different black stones, so that's going to take up at least half of one of the rows. The black stone is pretty straightforward. We can get all these types in here, as well as the basalt. I'm moving the smooth basalt right next to them because, I mean, why not? They look so much like each other. But there's something that's got me thinking right now. I'm not sure if I want the warped stem and crimson stem to be in the nether blocks, or should I make some new rows for them with all the other wood? Decisions on decisions. We also need to make room for some of the regular blocks like the sand and stuff too. You know what? I'm going to start with the clay on this side, and then we'll work our way down with the sand and sandstone blocks. We'll get these figured out before we start to work in the crimson and the warped stem. I never build with sandstone too often, which is a crime. I should be building with it more. The polished, or what is that? That's the cut sandstone. And the chiseled sandstone, I mean, it just looks great. Now, all the sand by itself takes up 8 chests. We're definitely going to have to bring this one down a little bit. No doubt about it. More blocks to mine. Always more blocks to mine. Now we have the hallways extended by about 15 to 25 each. There are now over 260 items being sorted in here. I originally thought I had enough room, but boy was I wrong. Let's just close this up right here. In the back, we've pretty much closed off this area too. I was going to use furnaces, but I think what I could do is just maybe get some cherry wood under here. While making this, I discovered that I have the most cherry logs out of any wood type, so let's make some stairs. I seriously didn't realize how little I've been using cherry wood this entire series, but we really got to start kicking it into gear. I originally had some spruce down here, but I decided to take it out. That hallway was just a little bit too long. I can't even walk under this chiseled anyways, but you know what? Let's close this up with more pale oak to tie it into the floor. And while building this, I also rediscovered a few blocks that I had just completely forgotten about, like smooth red sandstone and the slabs. Oh my gosh, I mean, the stairs too, these are great blocks. The last few items to sort. I can't believe we actually have 260 plus items in here now. We have 3 empty slots right across from the red sandstone, and I think I know exactly what could fit. My elytra and my silk pickaxe are pretty low on durability, so you know what, let's just take a quick pit stop at the weaponsmith trading hall and get those mended up. Scratch that, I don't have any iron on me, I only have emeralds, so let's go to the mason trading hall. Luckily we have plenty of trading halls, and still plenty more to make too. Alright, these guys better get ready to trade. I got a stack of emeralds ready. I'm just gonna buy some quartz. You guys are just far too kind. We don't want to accidentally break the pickaxe, that would just be terrible. I am heading under the stairs here because we have a secret little stash of items. Right behind them is a bunch of obsidian, so you know what? I think it's about time we get this out of the starter house. We've collected far too much not to put any in there, and you know what? We have some crying obsidian as well. Let's just put it on down there. Right next to the sculk, these are going to look great, and we have one more for another item. I can't really think of anything else I would want to put here, though. All of the flowers and foliage, everything like that, I would like to keep at the starter house, and random items that I get from mob pickups, I think I'll keep back at the starter house as well. Everything seems to have come together, though, and since we're not currently expanding at the moment, I can finally start to decorate these walls. We basically have an infinite amount of the cracked polished black stones, so I'm going to make a gate out of these for the meantime. I want the end of the hallways to still have that dark cave feeling, and I like the idea of using a block that's not from the overworld but still looks like it's from a cave. Here's the Enderman again to help decorate. Just placing grass everywhere. My dude, why are you doing this to me? You son of a gun, he just did it as I was turned around. Why? I'm gonna make the center floor resemble the weaponsmith trading hall roof, so I'm gonna grab some more tough stairs and some tough brick stairs. Combining these with the mossy cobblestone stairs and the mossy stone brick stairs, it makes for a good floor with water that can flow through it. We just gotta make sure that we are keeping everything symmetrical. Then when we move to the center, I'm thinking about possibly just getting a farm down there so we could treat this as more of a survival base. And after a little bit, we finally have all of the stairs and blocks placed in this maze fashion here, and I can finally fill it up with some water. I think the water gives it a nice touch, and I hope I didn't miss any spots here, but we're going to find out eventually. I'm going to slap some dirt down in the middle, because we are going to make a farm in here. It's all turned into farmable land, and it's getting hydrated because the water is touching the dirt in each of the corners. Now we can get the wheat down here. And I want to see what it's looking like from up top. Ooh, not bad at all. This is looking like a nice little survival base. Now with all the hallways done and the center for the most part done, we can start to focus on the upper levels. I want to start by taking out these spruce fences that I had initially placed here, and I want to replace them with some lecterns. I brought a bunch with me. We got to start slapping these down. Much better for right now. And you know what? Now that I'm up here, I see a couple things I would like to add to the bottom. Let's get some moss blocks. Just gonna take a couple of these. I have some firefly bushes I'd like to get down here. We'll go boom, and this is a good way of telling when it's night or not. Also, there's a few spots where I had to place some slabs in order to make this symmetrical, because sometimes the stairs just do not line up. So over the slabs, I'm gonna get some lily pads so we don't fall into them. We can just walk right over them. Also, I didn't know this, but you can place lily pads on stairs like this over the water, and they just disappear into the stairs. That's kind of nuts. A little wacky, if you ask me. Let's get right back up to this upper level. I gotta finish putting in all of the bookshelves so these corners can feel completed. I'll add more decorative blocks in as soon as we start to frame the ceiling and the walls. I'm gonna get more of these oak logs out over the ceiling, and then we're gonna bring them up towards the center hole. We will merge these together, and I'm actually going to take out the ceiling one more layer, and I think it'd be fun to replace it with more blackstone. For lighting, we could go lantern in the center of the blackstone on each of the squares. You know, I think that could work. Or we could put lighting in front of these spruce stairs. We're going to have to decide. For now, I think we can leave it on the blackstone. Creates a little bit more ambiance, but we'll get a chain and then a lantern in. That looks good. And the fence is looking a little bit too angled with the lecterns. I like how they look on the outside, but we should just get some trapdoors right on top of them. The blackstone looks great, but it'd probably look even better with some flowering azaleas up top. Started decorating the corners a little bit more. We're using some more chiseled bookshelves in between the regular bookshelves just to give it a little bit more color here and there. I've been trying to add more blocks like anvils. We have grindstones with us as well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get some more candles down here. Fletching tables and looms also make for great decoration. These blocks are just fantastic looking. Oh man, you can hear the wandering trader going at it with some zombies. Oh gee, be careful everybody. The true color really comes from these candles though. This really makes the place shine. Also getting the plants in here, boom. I like the idea of having azalea flowers only up against the oak pillars. Moving in towards the center, we're gonna get some cactuses hanging. And since this is a survival base, might as well get a wall of blast furnaces and smokers. About time we get some red carpet in here to make the floor a little bit cozier, and it's going to match the lecterns on the walls. We're going to open the back of the blast furnace and smoker wall here. We're going to get one more right there. We're going to get some chests, and then this is actually just going to lead to the input system. We'll slap a stone cutter down and some smooth stone slabs up top. This next idea came from the community on the live streams. Thank you guys for joining, by the way, but I'm going to get an aquarium in here. We gotta make some water sources up here, so, oh man, I need to be able to climb under. Oh, and there's a cave. We should be careful. I'm gonna get under the blackstone here for the roof. Got one water bucket, and I'm probably gonna use about 5 to 6 fish per aquarium. Let's get this right here, boom, and I think we're good. Now we can break the floor and let the fish roam free. Okay, the fish escaped when I was trying to escape. Get back in here, dude. Might open this one right here, and let's get a couple more just in the corner. I need to get some coral in here as well. I didn't bring any blue coral with me because there's a lot of lapis on the walls, so I figured let's just get every other type of coral down, plus a little bit of resin. A little bit of bone meal here and there. Gotta get some grass up in here with a little bit of the coral fans on the wall too. That's gonna make it look nice. Get some sea pickles down. Okay, perfect. Then we can close the wall. My carpets have been destroyed. Gotta repair these. Now that's not looking too bad at all. This is pretty cozy. We're going to be here dropping a lot of items off in the future, and I figured I might have some random items with me that I'm going to have to turn into compost. So let's get a small compost maker here. We're just going to have it move straight down into the corner. All you need is 2 hoppers, 1 composter, 2 chests, and you got yourself a bone mealer. Alright, this place is not looking too bad right now. We have the aquariums in the corners. We have all of the assorted items that we would want in our survival base. I did save one of the center locations for a special item. I'm gonna get the nether portal built in here as well. Get some mud brick slabs down. There we go. Now we have an easy way to get up. Let's go ahead and get this thing lit. I need to probably get the chest plate on. Let's get the hot boots on, and let's drink a fire res so that we don't get attacked. Taking all the precautions before we see what's on the other side. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. Oh, whoa, no way. We are right next to our highway here. Okay, that was super convenient. Honestly, I figured we'd be much farther away, but you know, we are much closer than I thought. I believe we've finished this top level here. I want to move up into the center a little bit more, but I'm going to take one lap. I always end up forgetting multiple things, and I end up having to come back to it later, but I think we're good right now. Next step, I wanted to get rid of all of the stone and dirt right here, get some glowstone in between all of the oak logs. Let's get all these covered up with oak trapdoors. Then, to cover up the corner blocks, we'll get some more cactuses hung up. Then we continue upward. We just need to use more logs to connect the center. I decided let's get some deep slate in. I've been using a lot of black stone, but towards the center, I'd like to get more deep slate up here. But maybe lining up some of the oak with the polished deep slate, yeah, that'd be cool too. Then we're gonna get even more hanging cactus. Before I start working up there, it's been nighttime for a while. I know there's a creeper around the corner. I need to sleep, but I'm also just realizing that I do not have any beds down here. I'm trying to keep it symmetrical, so I'm getting a bed on every hallway. And it's time to sleep. We are getting no phantoms out here, no creepers, no nothing. Back up to chilling with Marshmallow and Boo. I'm gonna get the oak logs up here just to make a small gate going down, and then we're gonna line this up one more time. We're gonna have to start farming some more oak wood. I used so much in this build. We're gonna do a nice humble entrance right now using some azalea leaves, and we'll get some oak trap doors on top of them. I'm not focusing too much out here because it's kind of nicer when it's a hidden entrance almost. We're making it almost blend into the natural landscape. But this beacon right here does not blend in with the natural landscape. We're gonna get rid of the beacon. We don't need the haste anymore. Well, at least for now, it's going to be a natural opening. We could put a building over it eventually. In fact, you know what? We could make an entire video out of that. And popping down below, let's get some blackstone into the pale oak fence into the end rods. Then popping down a little bit further, we're going to get some spruce trapdoors to cover up the oak wood just a bit. Gotta get more lanterns, because in my rulebook, you can never have too many lanterns. It's just always making the build look better. Now, down with the scaffolding, we gotta get all of this out of the way so we can take a step back and see what we just made. While we're picking this up, it might be a good idea to get some oak trapdoors over the sea lanterns. It's just a little bit too bright down here. Beautiful. That adds a lot more character down here as well. Let's put a couple of our items back. And you know what? Actually, we do not have any more oak logs. So if we put 10 oak logs in the input system, we should be able to go back down there and see it in the chest. This right here is going to be the first test to see if the automatic sorting system works, but let's just wait for a moment. It should take a couple seconds. And there it is. Okay, so we got this thing working. Let's go. Something I wanted to do to the middle real quick was get a small beacon in the center of the build. Put this right in the center. Okay, perfect. Now we'll be able to see this thing from miles away. I'm lighting up the glowberries in the corners just to give this a little bit more light. I'm trying to think of different ways to decorate the spruce pillars. So the next thing I'm going to do is get one of the deco pots down. We'll get a birch fence and an end rod into that. And on each side, we'll get an azalea bush. And okay, that looks nice. The sun beaming through right now is perfect. This place is looking awesome. I think I've gotten everything decorated that I want to so far. So maybe we can start moving a lot of the stone, cobblestone, and all these other blocks into the auto sorting system. I'm just going to break everything here and move it all in at once. Now for those pesky buttons, I have small barrels under each of the wood types, and I'm going to actually move all of the buttons right below just for a little bit of convenience. I even moved barrels under the netherwood types, and the only two stones I believe are blackstone and just regular stone that make the buttons. I'm also moving the pressure plates in this barrel as well. I don't really use pressure plates that often, so might as well just throw them in. We have put a lot of work in here, made a lot of progress. The first floor looks good. The second floor looks fantastic. The input system, the nether portal, the aquariums. Man, I am just loving all of this. I believe this is the coziest storage room that I've ever made. Now, like I said I was gonna do, I need to make a small home for the allays back where the old storage used to be. And looking back on this, yeah, I cleared out a bunch of trees to be able to... My elytra just broke mid-air. I didn't even realize I had been flying around that much. That was scary. Okay, I'm glad. I just completely went silent. I was like, what's happening? You ever just so confused you just become mute? Because I believe that's what just happened to me. That was startling. I'm gonna get some coal to be able to mend this up a little bit. Luckily, we had some back here to mine. But what I was about to say is I left some trees open for a little bit of space to make a build in the future if we want to. On the way home, I'm taking a quick pit stop at Cobblecrest because I know there's way too many iron golems that have been spawning, so you guys gotta go. We got 2 of them, 3 of them, 4, 5, 6 of them on fire. We can get maybe 7, 8. This is dangerous. We got like 10 of them on fire right now. I guess I'll take the free iron and poppies and chicken egg, be gone. Let's get the other iron golems on the other side. We have way too many over here as well. Sorry guys, but it's time to burn. Somehow these guys got over the wall and they tried to make their way towards my house and just ended up getting stuck. These guys are everywhere. That definitely did something to the frames per second. Now we are back in the storage room, and like I said, I'm gonna get a little bit of an area made for the allays, so let's take down this huge wall of cherry logs that we made. A lot of this is gonna back right up into the storage for all of the foliage, but that's okay. The floor is gonna get repaired with some chiseled bookshelves, and I'm actually going to replace the wall with the cherry logs right in front so it's flush with the spruce pillars. There's just kind of a harsh change in color right here, so I'm gonna get some trap doors in here to fix that. And we don't really have any pale oak down in the main storage room, or what used to be the storage room, so it's about time we get some of that down here. We might keep some storage down here, so let's get some barrels above, and we can figure out what we want to decorate slowly over time. It doesn't have to be done right now. This is a lot right now. We've taken all the storage out, moved so many items, done so much decorating. Let's use some of these new sea lantern blocks on the new exhibit that we're about to make. Slap some deep slate bricks in the back. Gotta throw the glass in so they don't escape, and leave a small door for myself. Alright, now you guys are coming with me. You no longer have to be tied to a lead. You can just go in this small little cage here where I can look at you every time I pass by. Almost got him. Come on, get in. Okay, finally. These guys are a little stubborn sometimes. Hopefully they don't run out when I'm running out. Hold on. As we start to take more stuff out like these skulk sensors and copper blocks when we make a copper storage, we can make another exhibit on the other side. Let me know what you guys want to see down here. I was thinking possibly the Arctic foxes at the iron farm. They could be moved here until we get a nice custom biome or an igloo made for them. And there you have it. The auto sorting system is completely done. The entrance is so cozy, and then getting down to the second level, this is even cozier. We could even call this another starter base. This is everything you would need for survival. We got storage up top. We can even brew potions down there. We have wheat to make food, infinite water sources, and all of the blocks we could ever want are stored in each of the hallways. And this is expandable as well. We can make any hallway longer if we want to. And we got this done right before we hit day 6,000. I cannot believe we hit day 6,000 already. My goal is to hit 10,000 days. I have never hit 10,000 days in any hardcore world of mine. But this world feels like we are well on our way. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves. Do something nice for somebody if you can. Thank you all so much for watching the 6,000 day video. Here's to another 1,000 days. I appreciate you all so much for the support. Again, if you are a Twitch subscriber, Patreon supporter, or a YouTube member, then you have access to the world downloads, and you also have access to the community server called the Wax SMP. Also, I'll just say it one last time. Remember to take care of yourselves, do something nice for somebody, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye!